What's up? We are definitely here to do a breakdown of these YouTube streets for the week of June. I don't know. Was it June 1st? What was Monday? Or I don't know.
Let me see. Hold on. Monday was, if my phone can, okay. So Monday was, it was the 3rd.
Okay, so that means that June 1st was a Saturday. Okay, cool. So from June 1st to June 8th, we are going to be breaking down these YouTube streets. This is going to be the hottest, realest commentary that you have ever come across. I definitely need you to like that video. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel. Turn your notification bells on. I am live with Kakoa Gonna Tell It.
And I'm sure going to tell it to you, okay?
If you want to support Kakoa during this podcast, please feel free to hit her up on Cash App. The link will be pinned in the description and comment section of all of our collaborations. For myself, listen, you could just support me by watching this video and hitting that like button. If you want to take it a step further, please visit me on the InherAlchemist at Etsy and let me serve you. It is my passion. Customer service and doing for others is my passion, my life's mission, my life's work. And listen, let me do it for you. So go ahead and visit your girl on the InherAlchemist at Etsy. So, girl, I really want to know, how are you doing after, I think we put out about 3 videos so far of our 5-hour conversation.
I didn't know it was that long. It was 5 hours.
Yes, I went back and looked at the footage. I was like, oh my God, I can't believe this interview was 5 hours, because I feel like we were just having such a good time, just kind of talking as women, talking as Black women, not only just in context of the show, but just in life in general. And just, I don't know, I feel like it was an awesome, amazing conversation, but listen, it was a lot of mixed opinions, girl. Have you been seeing what these streets been talking about, girl?
Look, child, when I tell you, Queen, let me tell you, I'm going to read one of them to you. You ready? You ready for this one?
You gonna read me a comment? I got some comments too. You know what? Honestly, I deleted all the comments because I don't want you to get discouraged. Even though I know you're strong, you can handle it, but I just didn't want that shit on my page. Like, I'm so tired of the stupidity running through my comment section, and I just don't have it to give no more. I'm like, let me just delete you because you're just not on the level. You're just not on the fucking level. Like I cannot deal with it anymore. But I did screenshot that shit.
I deleted it too. I deleted this too, and I blocked this person, but I still screenshotted they shit because I just want people to know, like, the fuckery and the clownery.
Okay. So let's share some of the some of the comments that we screenshotted. I have maybe about 2 or 3 that I want to share, just to see what you have to say about them, and then you can share whatever you want to. So what you got? Let me hear it.
I got 2. Okay, the first one, it says, practice pause in all situations pertaining to a lawsuit, because everyone has a right to defend themselves, and we don't have the right to tell people how to respond and what legal stance they should take. Point blank, period. We are all entitled. I listened to the little part of the interview. I feel like you're doing what a lot of the ops do by stating that it's not a good look for Melody when she has nothing to do with it. I love your commentary. I just want you to see you're attacking Melody and you're attaching her to it. And you're a supporter. Inserting her name, Melody takes up for herself, and everyone else does. I just heard you state on a channel what someone did was wrong and monetarily is deserving.
What?
She supports Melody. Are you going to attack and attach Melody to it? States MM does this and that and not articulate. MM stands on business and shall take up for themselves. This is what she wrote.
What? I'm confused. So what was she addressing when you told Melody not to hang out with Kiki? Because that's the only thing you ever said that you called Melody out for was when she did that scene with Kiki, and you was like, it's not a good look. I feel like as a fan, your fan should tell you when something's not a good look. That's the only criticism you gave. So what do you think she's talking about?
I guess she talked. Well, we gonna get into that, but she also talking about basically my community tab when I talked about the lawsuit that Maurice has towards the.
Okay. What did you say on the community wall? I'm sorry, I didn't see.
I had shared our interview we did, right? The link to it, and I also put on there, there's more to come. And I gave my opinion about, Maurice's lawsuit, basically, and then the lawsuit that Black Titanic has towards Maurice. And I guess this person did not like that. And how I feel about it is that this person can go straight to hell because they. But
what did the lawsuit have to do with Maurice? What did that have to do with Melody? Why?
I was saying that it's people are gonna attach Melody to it regardless because people that's doing the lawsuit says they're a Melody supporter. And a lot of things they've done, they feel like they're doing it for Melody, but they're not. They're doing it for them. They did it for themselves. That's what I was saying. Basically.
Okay.
This person, it feels like me saying that means that I'm a oops or whatever the hell they talking about. They was all over the place. They did not see. That's what they said. And I literally just like told her, like, girl, believe what you want. I screenshotted it and then I deleted her comment. I don't think she was the one I blocked. I think it was another person. But this is what another person said. They said, I feel like YT is another example of how and why Black women can't see other Black women win. This wasn't a bad comment, but they said we use these platforms to tear one another down. Other races are not doing that. I feel like once it leaves the material being covered, it goes bad. Don't kill the messenger. So this person is basically saying people not keeping it on Love and Marriage Huntsville and taking it outside of Love and Marriage Huntsville with things that have nothing to do with Love and Marriage Huntsville is what makes things bad. And I responded and said, I know exactly who you're talking about. And I agree. I cannot stand bullies. It's disgusting and I hate it. No one calls that shit out. People want to walk on eggshells for certain people. It doesn't matter if you can roast good or not. People need to stand up for themselves, basically.
Man, that's crazy when people say that white people don't. Man, they must not have seen white YouTube. Like, white YouTube is way worse than Black YouTube. Like, they invented doxing, they invented swatting, they invented calling the FBI, getting people fired. Like, this Black people is really.
Black people stay trying to act like we just have issues.
Huh?
I said Black people stay trying to act like only Black people got issues and we worse than white people know how to move better. It's like, get real.
Right, like it's all cultures tear each other down. It's just that they have the majority, you know what I mean? So we're a minority, so it feels more concentrated and more effective. Whereas if you dealing with somebody that is 1 million strong and 30,000 people are attacking each other, that's totally different than if you're dealing with something that's 30,000 people strong and all 30,000 of them are attacking each other. Exactly. It's just that we're smaller in numbers, so our stuff has a heightened value on it because it's not spread wide enough. You know what I mean? Because we're not the majority.
I agree. Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so this comment actually came from another content creator. Her name is Pretty Brown Eyes. You know who that is?
I do not have no idea who that is. I may have. Is she a part of the Gossip Girls?
No, she's not. But I did see, that guy. I think he's gay, but I'm not sure he's gay. But he's like brown skin. He has glasses, and he interviewed Destiny a few times.
I don't know who that is.
And, he did the recent interview with Kiki.
Okay, I know who that is, but I don't know his name. I don't really watch him.
I don't know his name either. Honestly, I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't watch gossip channels. I like talking about people, but I don't like gossiping. And I know that sounds weird, but the truth is more entertaining to me than made up shit lies. Like, I never been one for soap operas. Like, I'm just not that imaginative. So, like I said, I'll talk my shit, but as far as gossiping, no, I don't gossip.
And all I do is just tell it. Okay, I tell what I heard. But that's all I'm gonna do. But I'm gonna tell it to you. And I'm gonna tell the truth, and I'm gonna keep you for a good time, not a long time. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Mm-hmm. So anyway, so she says, great interview. You basically showed the inconsistency in a lot of so-called fans of the show. That content creator has been windmilling in these streets for Melody from day one. But when she spoke with you, she was all over the place and saying what I believe you wanted to hear. I don't believe a word she stated. And furthermore, This same content creator has been cited in several occasions copying others' content to the point where the content creator she copied stopped covering Love and Marriage Huntsville and stopped doing content, period. No slight to you, but that person is clearly a flip-flopper and was just on a panel praising Mel and wanting to windmill for her. This interview proves your point. A lot of these new content creators in this sector are for the mess and a check. You asked her correctly. How is it that you liked Tisha at first and don't like her now? Make it make sense. She has not changed since episode 1. The statement about the matching BMW was hurtful then and now. Because she feels Melody wouldn't confirm or deny that Marcel was cheating. And for the record, Martell said the 20 women statement. Mel has been blamed since that episode for Martell's actions. Mel told her if she wanted to know if her man was cheating, get a babysitter and roll up to the bar. I personally don't feel that warrants all the hate towards Melody. Tisha was mean and jealous of Mel, in my opinion, and so was her mother. At Cocoa, if you really don't rock with her, quit pretending to be a millimeter for a check. Girl, so what do you have to say about that?
I have a lot to say. First of all, boo, let me get you together, bitch. I don't make no money from YouTube. You see, I'm not making YouTube videos right now, so that should tell you what. Oh, okay, my bills are always paid with or without YouTube. For two, Melody, no, you can go back and ask anybody on this platform. Cocoa ain't never changed. Bitch, you got me confused. I don't kiss ass. I don't eat ass. There's no shit on my mouth. My breath don't smell like shit.
Man, where's Queen Sheba sound effects when you need them? Oh, I need some boom, clap, boom, boom.
Okay? Boom, get into it. If you're gonna speak on me, you better speak the facts because you got all your facts fucked up. So let's start back at one. Everybody knows that when I came out, I've always stated I was not originally a Melody. I was not a Melody fan. I was Team Scott. I've stated that. Everybody knows that. That's the one. That's why I hate that I deleted my old videos because it gives people room to lie and flip shit. Never stated that I came out as a Melody fan. Okay, I have the right to say at first I didn't like Melody. There's certain things I don't like about Melody. That doesn't make me not a millimeter. Okay, I buy Melody's products. Bitch, can you say the same? I can post the products I bought from Melody. Can you post the products that you bought from Melody? Right? Because some of you hoes are broken. All y'all can do is talk shit. But when it comes to money and your money being where your mouth is, it don't match. Okay? On another note, the lady you talking about, I copied her shit. That's a fucking lie. I ain't never copied none of that woman's content. Okay? What happened was I would reshare her videos in my community tab, get into it, and I would post some stuff on my community tab and she would put it in her videos. Okay? And what happened between me and that queen is that I called her out when I first got to YouTube because I didn't like her calling Maurice a cancer hunter, and it was because my family has a history of breast cancer, right? And I, at 25 years old, had to get a mammogram last year because breast cancer runs in my maternal side of the family. So you damn right, if I speak on something that disproportionately affects Black women, I'm not wrong. She took it the wrong way. Okay, I apologize because I probably should have privately DM'd her instead of calling her out in my community tab. I hopped on her live. We talked about it. I sent her a cash app. Everything was cool. Everything was Gucci. And then maybe a couple weeks or maybe a month later, Maurice filed some lawsuits. Okay. Once he filed the lawsuit, I felt bad for her. And you have people on YouTube like Anthony and many more laughing at her, making jokes and saying she deserved it. And I defended her because I'm like, you don't laugh at nobody's pain. That shit ain't funny. Okay. Her not doing videos don't got shit to do with me. Okay. She might be under stress. I don't know. That's none of my business. But
wait, who is the her?
Oh, here for the hot tea. That's what this person is talking about and making up shit about.
Oh, she don't make content no more?
She does make content. That's why I don't know what Pretty Brown Eyes is talking about. They're fucking lying. You know, I'm not on that woman's page, right? Once somebody, okay, let me tell the whole thing and then you'll further understand where I'm coming from. Okay. So after we hashed it out, I apologized I said the way I came at you, that was inappropriate. I apologize. It was cool. I would share her content as well as many other people's content in my community tab. Copying her, never did that. I never copied anybody's content. Okay. And Queen Sheba can back me up when it comes to the conversation I had with her when I was gonna quit YouTube, it had nothing to do with me copying nobody. So let's go back. So after we hashed it out, I was sharing her stuff. I would post something in my community tab. Sometimes she would crop it and talk about it in her video, right? Because that's what content creators do. So after that, when the lawsuit thing happened, I defended her. But then I made a video. I was telling Anthony to chill out because I felt like he was like kind of like bothering Black women content creators. And I was like checking him about that. And then she made a video like maybe a week or so later, because I also reshared the GoFundMe for the lawsuit people to donate. She made a video stating that, I'm paraphrasing because I don't remember everything, it's been a minute, where she said, oh, people are resharing my content every day. I feel uncomfortable. Please don't attach my name to no bullshit.
Who
this
said
person,
that?
Here for the IT. And then she said, this person is trying to clout chase off of me because I have almost 20K followers. And, you know, when you almost have this many followers, people want to attach themselves.
Wait, so I'm sorry. So let me pause. So this was supposed to be about you? This was like a subliminal?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So how do you know it was about you?
I just know because I knew it was about me because I DM'd her, right? I went to my community tab and she was saying things like, y'all think this person's for me, they're not for me, right? Saying all that. And I know it just
she was saying that in like the comment sections of your channel?
No, she was saying in her community tab, but I knew it was about me. Let me tell you why I knew it, InherAlchemist. I DM'd her, right? And mind you, I was logged out of my IG account, so I had to use my burner account, and I just made up any kind of name. Like, people have burner accounts. Like, I don't know, people acting like that shit is weird. And when I DM'd her, I told her who I was. Hey, this is Kakoa. I'm logged out of my regular IG. Queen, I just want to clear it up. When you did your video, I felt like you was talking about me. I don't know if you were talking about me or not, but I'm not trying to attach myself to your channel. I have my own channel. I have my own subscribers. If you don't want me to talk about you or defend you, that's what I won't say anything, right? And prior to that, I had been defending her. She never said nothing, but all of a sudden she said she had something to say, right? So I was like, it was weird to me. So she read my comment. I saw that she read it. She did not respond. So I noticed she was posting on her stories. So I went to her stories and she was making like memes like, I'm gonna start moving different. People are weird on social media. And then she posted like a thing of like Nicki Minaj on the phone, like saying she gonna call the police or something like that. Cause I guess she saw that I was watching her stories. And she was like, people are weird because I DM'd her on my burner account, but I let her know it was me, Kakoa. You know what I'm saying? It was just so weird. And I'm like, okay, she was definitely talking about me, because if it wasn't, you could have been a grown woman. Just be a woman about it. And DM me and said, hey, it's not you or it is you. So then let me tell you what happened.
So okay, so you do know like saying this, she possibly could respond to you.
Yeah, I mean, I'm fine. I mean, I don't know if that Pretty Brown Eyes is her fan or not, but it is people out here making up lies.
Well, I'm not sure, but I'm just saying that there's two sides to every story, and when you open this up, you open her up to respond, and you don't know how that's going to take place. So I'm just saying you got to be ready for what you're opening up.
I'm fine with that. I'm telling the truth. Like, it's not. I'm not telling no lie.
I'm just making sure, because that you talking content creation, you talking fights, you talking back and forth, you talking choosing sides, you talking bullying, and it could just spiral. And so I'm just saying that while telling your truth is so important and context is so important, just understand that it's two sides to every story.
That's true.
And she may have hers too, and she may go in, and match your energy. And so that's all I'm saying.
Yeah, let me say this. I'm not mad at her at this moment. I'm angry about it because this is not the first time somebody been spreading those lies about me. And at the end of the day, let me go back and say, I don't really care how she responds. She's a grown woman. She can respond however the way she wants to. But me telling what I'm telling, it's a fact. Like, she could have DM'd me like, just be a woman about it, and said, hey, I feel like this and that. But her whole using the rhetoric of I feel uncomfortable, she's sharing my stuff every day.
Right, painting you out as a creep.
Yeah, painting me out as a creep. So ever since then, I have had a problem with that, because I'm like, that shit ain't cool. When you had no problem when I first, even after she got the lawsuit, I went in her live and she was responding to me, asking me, was I Haitian and all these other things. And I was responding to her. And
are you Haitian?
Yeah, my dad is. My mom is African American.
So crazy. Mine too.
Interesting. Okay,
so are you a CIA agent? Like,
no.
Like, did you clone me when I was in surgery for my root canal? Like, what happened? Because I don't know. This is creepy.
No, I promise I didn't.
I don't believe you. No, I'm just kidding. Okay, go ahead, babe.
So then I was talking to her, right? So then after that, we didn't have no issue at all, and I was telling her that Anthony was wrong, and that I support you, because I didn't think it was funny that people was making fun of this woman getting sued, and I also didn't like how Maurice went in her comment section. I think after that, maybe a while after, like, and I felt like, dude, you already trying to sue this woman. Why are you bothering her? Like, that's the stuff. Like, what are you doing, right? I was genuine. And my thing is, she felt like I wasn't genuine. She felt like I was only defending her because I wanted to get subscribers and supporters and monetary gain.
No. I don't think it, honestly, I'm going to cut in on you just a little bit. It's really not that serious. Girls are just catty and bitchy. You know what I mean? And she may have just judged you like, not to be funny. They act like that. Like, what is she? Like, she just don't want to be associated with you. She may not think that you are her speed, or that's just how they are. But I wouldn't take it as far as to take what she's saying serious. She's just being a mean girl. She's just being a bitchy. You know what I mean? So those are the type of things that you absolutely don't want to internalize. She wanted to make you go away, and that's all there is to it. It doesn't have anything to do with nothing else.
Yeah, and I went away. Like, after that, I didn't watch any of her videos. I didn't bring her name up. I only brought her name up, I didn't bring her name up, but I brought up the situation a couple months ago because people have been trying to do hit campaigns against me and pay me out to be Anthony. That's why I told you when people were mad saying, why'd you say this? I stood by what I said. I've never doxed nobody. I've never tried to pull up nobody's arrest records. I've never made fun of no one's ailments, as far as like cancer or none of that. I don't move like that. I just drag on a surface level, if that makes sense. Surface level.
But okay, okay, cool. All right, so then you ride your level, and that's your standard. That's your standard of life. That's how you get down. They got their standard of life and how they get down. And you know what? May the force be with you.
Exactly.
May the force be with you. Okay, cool. So a lot of the comments felt like you were being led, or that you were answering the questions in the way that you thought that I wanted you to, which to me was totally weird, because I didn't even have a thought of what I wanted you to say. Like, when I say I literally couldn't care less what you said. And the only time I feel like I challenged you was just on a womanhood level, but not necessarily your perception about the show. But just in your honest opinion, how did you feel about the interview or the conversation? Do you feel like I was trying to convince you, lead you? Did you feel like you were being set up? Did you feel like that it wasn't genuine? Just honestly, from the heart, how did you feel about that conversation?
Okay, now that I'm calm, because I want to address the hit campaign against me.
I gotta bring you back down. I'll take you back up. I'll take you back up a little later, because we gotta say something for the show.
Okay. What I will say is that no, I felt when we did our interview, I felt comfortable. I felt like I was being authentic, and it's crazy that people. That's why I hated that I deleted my old videos, InherAlchemist, because the same stuff I told you, I said back then. Like, people that's been day one riders for me and watch my old videos know that my stance never really changed at all. Some of the stuff I told you was already in my videos. Melody knows that. Queen Sheep, everybody that's been watching me since the beginning knows that some of what I told you is what I said when I first came to YouTube. I never ever backtrack or feel uncomfortable. What I told you was the truth. I was being authentic. Some people don't recognize real because they're used to people being fake and toning themselves down to go with the
I feel like they felt like I was trying to, like, I don't know what they felt like.
You didn't, though. That's how I felt.
I don't know if they felt like I was trying to, like, bait you or get you to, like, say something, and it's like, I was thinking, like, what? Like, I'm literally, first of all, let me go on record and saying this, what's a millimeter conversation? This shit was not my idea. This shit, a millimeter hit me up for a collaboration on what is a millimeter. In the process, people sent me questions, not just you. People emailed me questions that they wanted me to ask, and then you hit me up like, I'll step up to the plate to represent for the millimeters. That's how that shit happened. Now people are trying to make it like it's my conversation. My only facilitation in this is to, one, dead the narratives that the ops are trying to paint. Like, this is a cult for one, or this is some type of organized mob for two. These are ignorant, deplorable women for three, who are only going up for melody. No. So I'm like, okay, first of all, I'm answering to all of the ops, which people obviously don't know nothing about, because they're stuck in a melody bubble. But I'm like, first of all, the ops are making better content. And you guys are losing credibility with all of the antics of some of the millimeters. So when people come to YouTube, they're going to be listening to ops talk. And if there's no answer for that, or there's no clear-cut standard for that, then we're screwed. So I'm looking way in advance. You know what I mean? I'm looking at the outcome of the situation. I'm projecting. But they're making it like I'm trying to like lead you to say something about her. And it's like, I don't give a damn how you feel about her. I don't even have feelings about her. I have feelings about the dynamic of this show and the YouTube space and the relationship amongst people that is sending Black women to the fucking grave and poorhouse and wherever the fuck else because of this fake ass show. That Carlos' divisive, gay, twinkle-toed ass invested in dividing the black men and women. And they keep on pushing these fucking, I mean, they're just truly embarrassing Black women. And I just see it for what it is. And I'm just damn near like disgusted by this shit. But as far as Melody herself, I want her to win. She's a woman. She's in line to win. Why would I want her to lose? And it's not just about her. It's just any Black woman who's up next. You know what I mean? Like, like go. Because when I get there, I damn sure don't want nobody. You know what I mean? On that alone. But at the same time, there are certain roles that was played that are causing a lot of trickle down effects. And now, since we've opened up so many traumatic wounds in people, somebody got to come close the shit up. Somebody got to come do surgery. You guys have opened up so many wounds and everybody is leaking and nobody's putting people back together after y'all use TV to traumatize people. And I agree. I'm coming in to do the fucking work of putting things back together and they just make it all about Melly. It's like, I don't give a fuck about that lady. Like, I don't know how else to say it. Like, I said it so many fucking times. Like, I don't know how else to fucking say it. That I'm concerned about you. I'm not concerned about her. She gonna be fine. You're not fine.
I agree. And let me say this. You didn't lead me anywhere because for the most of the interview, PC, people only got when you putting out the edit. They didn't know that for a minute. You let me talk for like, what, 30, 45 minutes? I was talking and you just sat there and let me talk. Like, they don't even understand that. Like, you didn't even do anything. I came to you because I said I wanted to speak on for myself and as well as millimeters. We've been painted as a damn cult and unhinged. And I'm like, no, let me fix the narrative because that narrative not only hurts millimeters, but also hurts Melody. So it's like people are weird because they want people to say what they want. If you want to have an interview with InherAlchemist, don't you just hit up the email? Okay, so you can say whatever you want to say, but don't get on here and paint these lies that this woman is anti-Melody because y'all just want to create that narrative. And that is exactly why you have two sides of what people consider extremists. One side is either pro-Melody, the other side is anti-Melody. There are people that's in the middle, and let the middle exist.
And then not only that, for the record, I'm not required to be for Melody. If I'm for her, that's a luxury. If I choose to utilize my life force, my voice, my channel, my content to speak on her behalf in any way, that is a gift to her. It's not an entitlement. It's not a right. It's not a supposition. That is a gift, and that should not be undervalued to the point where people say, if you're not doing it, then you're X, Y, and Z. It's like, no, if I am doing it, that's something that should be thanked for every day, applauded every day, because nobody has to do that. It's so many women that are out here unprotected. Nobody would dare use their voice, their platform to speak on behalf of a woman in worse situations. then this bullshit ass shit they got going on. For all I know, her and Martell is married, living happily ever after. I don't know these fucking people. The lady went through a name change. You never know. People go through name changes for so many different reasons, and the primary one is to wipe their fucking identity of everything associated with what you knew them as, and to start anew. It's like a witness protection program in a way. So if you want to get into entertainment and so many ideas that could be imagined about this shit, it could go there. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, this is my voice. This is my platform. I'm on YouTube, and I'm not obligated to like her, to speak for her, to rep her. If I do, that is a luxury. And if that luxury is not reciprocated back to me, I'm not going to continue doing it. So that's just life. That's just karma. That's just a balance of things. Yep. You know what I mean? And I'm not going to use my life force to represent somebody who wouldn't even dare speak of my name. Fuck that. That's the respect you have for yourself. That's not the respect I have for myself.
And let me say this too. Speaking on that, I want to say this. Me having my opinion, I'm a woman. Like before, I'm a millimeter. I'm Cocoa. I'm a real person. I'm a human being, and I feel like to make me into this entity that I'm not real, that I must be a robot, is very disheartening and annoying to me. Because, like I said in my community tab, Bell Hooks and Sojourner Truth and Harriet Tubman did not work so hard to see what we have today for me to be a slave to whatever trauma some people got going on. You're not going to put me into a box and say I can only say stand there with no cards on my hand and read off a prompter or read off the note cards and say what you want me to say. Then what's the point of me having a YouTube channel? I did not start my YouTube channel for me not to have a voice. I started it for me, Cocoa, to have a voice. And if you're not here for Cocoa to listen to my commentary, then just go. The bullying, whatever y'all feel like y'all going to do, is not going to work with me. I don't care about that. It's childish. Some of you guys are too, like, just too old for that shit. It's childish.
Yeah, that's
going that hard. How you going that hard? Like, that's what I'm saying. That's where the unhinged people come from. I'm a millimeter that people, me and others like me, but people love. Y'all are the ones who give millimeters a bad name. Y'all are the reasons why people are calling us a damn cult, because y'all acting a damn fool. For you to be mad at somebody that's a millimeter for having an opinion that is different from yours is pathetic. Because
what I will acknowledge and say is that for me, I'm always cognizant of where I'm at. And the way I see the millimeters is that they're a group of fans who built a space for them to fellowship over their love for somebody. And I feel like that's legitimate, and I feel like that's their right. And I don't feel that the ops or the oppositions have a right to force themselves into these ladies' spaces and create discord because of what they created their channels to talk about. Like, the millimeters created a sector for them to be millimeters. Now, if you're an op on the outside looking in, that you don't have the right to force them to be like you either.
Exactly.
Build your own op nation if that's what you want to do. But to come into a space that was established for the love and expect them to not have that love, not bang that love, not demonstrate that love, not highlight that love every day, that's unreasonable. You know, and even though the sector is melody overkill, it's oversaturated to the point where I am hitting not interested. Because I don't want that. I'm tired of hearing it because it's in my YouTube feed so much, but I'm only tired of hearing it because it's the same old thing. I just want to hear something stimulating. I just want to hear a different opinion. It doesn't even have to be opposite. It doesn't even have to be negative. I just want to hear something, anything different. I'm craving it to the point where I get sick to even see her face on a thumbnail sometimes, not because of her, but because it's overkill. But then I think of, okay, you're still on a Melody fan page sector. And it's like you have a choice on whether or not you want to be there or not. The door is open, but as long as you're there, then that's what you should expect. You know what I mean? So it's not fair to me for the ops to barge their way into a Melody love sector and try to command people to hate. And it's like, that's not where you're at.
Exactly. You know and on top of that, let me say this. Top of that, Melody has came to my community tab and been like, thank you for the support or whatever. And she always positive, like Melody is a positive person. And I would be like, oh, I would be like, thank you. Oh my God. She commented on my community tab, right? me being a millimeter does not mean I have to be low vibrational. I have to get in the mud and do stuff. This stuff that people do that Melody don't even want or don't even agree with. So I don't know why people acting like, you know, what I'm saying is some new. Melody knows I'm pretty sure she watched some of my videos, maybe not all the time, because no, she a mom, she a businesswoman, but she knows that I started off as not a Melody fan, and she knows that like I don't hide nothing. So you can't spray me with no tea on me, because I'm gonna give it to you, all of it, on my channel and get paid to do it.
But nobody should have to. I feel like nobody should have to prove that. It's not that serious. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you want a day 1, a day 2. Like
it
this
doesn't.
is not like that.
Weird.
Like before anything, you're a content creator, and your job is to create content, and that's what we're doing right now. We're creating content, and people should be thankful for the opportunity to be entertained, because that's what it is. It's entertainment. But anyways, moving along. Let's move along.
Do it.
I wanted to kind of clear that up, just based on the fact that we've done 3 whole videos and we haven't said a word, or I haven't touched bases with you since those conversations. You didn't know how it was edited. You didn't know how I was going to produce the content. You didn't know how I was going to put anything out. And to me, you've had a positive reception of the way that I chose to take our interview and turn it into content. So I want to thank you for that. And then, like I said, people were trying to be nasty. And I wanted to give you a chance to answer to those things, even though I deleted it, but just officially on the record to be able to speak your piece. And then also I'm like I said, I'm my own authority. I don't answer to no bitch. However, for the sake of, oh, you're being led and I'm infiltrate, I don't like all that shit. I'm a dead it once. I'm not gonna dead it again and again and again. Y'all can consider me out if that's what you prefer to do. I don't care. I'm here for women. I'm here to attract people that are in need of healing. I'm here to share lessons. I'm from California, the land of the pimps and the hoes. I come with a certain repertoire, a certain amount of game, a certain amount of programming that I feel is beneficial for women in life, a certain amount of experience when it comes to men. I used to talk about men a lot. I used to talk about sex a lot. People were mad at that. Oh, you always talking about men. Oh, you horny. Oh, you. And I'm like, girl, I'm in a group of women. Like, y'all don't like niggas. Like, I was so fucking confused. And I was like, I was just like so confused, you know, because I've been in sectors with men, and I've had like men around me all the time, and the women didn't like that either. And that's why I was challenging you. I'm like, man, like, what is this about? Like, has Melody just been initiated into the bitter bitch brigade, and that's all there is to it. You single, now you can sit with us. But you know what I mean? And it's like, why are women so invested in women being against men when you need that dick is the balance? That's why y'all hoes is crazy, because y'all need some of that. Y'all need that. Like, you need that. Anyway,
what I want to say, everyone needs a man. Okay.
I mean, even if it's just whether it's for a conversation, whether he's kissing your face, looking at you, holding your hands, chasing you, following you around, calling you all the time, telling you they love you. In addition to sex, it's so much other sweet things that guys do for you as a woman. And I just don't understand. Like, I don't understand why y'all don't want that. And feel like you need that. And I understand that if you don't have it, you have to teach yourself how to live without it and how to not want it. But I'm of the belief that if you don't have it and you continue to want it and hope for it, that it will come. Don't block it away because you're jealous about not having it.
I agree.
You know? But anyways, let's get started on these YouTube streets, because I do want to keep the conversation not to a minimum, but maybe to like an hour and a half.
Okay, let's do that.
If that. But to me, it's hard to watch these playbacks. Girl, not only do you have to listen to 10 minutes of dead air, you have to listen to 10 minutes of greeting the chat, 10 minutes of by the time you figure out what this headline is about, you are 47 minutes into the show. And I'm like, you guys, people need to think bigger in content creation. You guys have to focus on the viewer experience. Maybe it's just the hospitality in me, but I'm like, consider your viewers. Like, don't nobody have time for y'all to greet the whole chat by name. This ain't church. Like, and I know people want their donations and shit like that, but god damn, it's just like, can somebody just break the news, drop it off, and walk away?
You ain't lying. They be long. I said, oh Lord.
Oh my God. Jesus Christ. And then you invest all that time in this clickbait. Like,
oh, I hate that irks the shit out of me. It's like, child, what is this? I feel like I'll be you know how they had a commercial like I've been had. I feel like I've been had. Okay,
you have been had. You must definitely have been had. All right. Anyways, listen. So there's two things that went down in the YouTube streets besides Love and Marriage Huntsville, which I do want to talk about. You know what? Actually, I don't want to talk about it, but I am going to talk about it. I feel like the Destiny Sunny Moses thing is tired. It's played. It's not even anything worth digging into. It's just a dried up ass lame storyline altogether. I don't even like entertaining stupid shit like that. But we will talk about it for the sake of covering the Love and Marriage Huntsville portion of this live stream. Mm-hmm. However, this week in YouTube, it was a lot of shit going down. The two things that I seen was one, Queen Sheba against Anthony Lofty's and Stormy Steele. Oof. And then two, Wente Talks against True T. Lord, so before we even get started, did you have a chance to witness or have a baseline understanding of any of those two events?
Okay, I was on Queen Sheba's live, or I came in halfway. I had to watch the playback, but I was reading the comments, so I got a gist of what was going on.
Reading the comments to find a gist of what's going on. Exactly. So imagine you let somebody in your comment section spewing all kind of incorrect narratives, and you ain't there to watch it, but other people are looking at the comments to figure out what's going on instead of watching the video themselves. That's exactly why I be dragging these hoes in my comment section. But anyways, carry on.
I don't blame you. I be doing child, me too. So I also got the chance to watch when Tay Talks. I don't watch True T, but I had to watch it to get a gist of what was going on. So yeah, so I got
speaking of which though, you know you got charged.
Charge of what?
Girl, you okay. Miss Cocoa Marie Jackson. You have been charged with sneak dissing, hating, and making subliminal videos because you was trying to take up for Stormy, whatever her name is, and you was trying to call out True T and Here for High Tea, but you wasn't putting a name on it, but they was the only ones talking about it, so you had to have been talking about them. And yeah, so you were charged with I guess, I don't know, sneak dissing. How do you plead?
I plead the fifth, right?
The fifth? What? So what you mean the fifth? The fifth mean you don't have nothing to say.
Well, I have nothing to. I'm when I say I plead the fifth, that means after this I have nothing to say to her, right? But I'm gonna say what I have to say, okay?
Wait. Who is the her?
True T, right?
Okay. Pause. Okay. Before we get into that, let's base this up because a lot of this has to do with the Stormy Steele Canvas beauty scandals. So before we get into that, and we will, I want to talk about Stormy, her business, YouTube, the dragation, all of that.
Okay, let's get into it.
All right, let's talk about that. So Stormy, from what so this is where I first came in the situation at, and I'm finding out now that the Stormy and her business story has long been going on in YouTube. I didn't know that. I joined when the content was about the white girls doing reviews on Stormy's body glaze or whatever, and it was like she was white labeling, meaning that she was getting her products from somewhere and slapping her own label on them, which honestly I still think that she's doing it. The reason why is because I was researching her shit, and I went to her Instagram page, and she was posting clips of like her warehouse and her employees, and it was like niggas on there talking about how it was 6 a.m. they just left the club, they had on their street clothes, they didn't have no gloves on, Now, me, I'm thinking in my head, like, okay, you work on beauty products, and ain't nobody wearing no gloves. The environment is not sterile. These niggas is drunk. They just got from the club. Yeah, I can appreciate the fact that you, quote unquote, keeping it real. You employing Black people in the hood. That's one concept of it. But who's to say that they can't be clean and have a standard when it comes to work? Like, you come and work for, my job is to open up a storefront. Trust and believe you will be wearing hazmat suits, because I deal with energy, and I would never let nobody touch anybody's products without that standard. So I was like, okay, the only other thing that would make sense is that this is just a packing center and they don't have contact with the product. So in her mind, it doesn't really matter how they come. All they need to do is put the shit in an envelope and seal it up, even though I feel like you should still have on gloves when you do that. Maybe not when you tape up packages, because the gloves stick to the package. How do I know? Because I do this shit every day. But anyway, so I'm thinking in my head, like, okay, this has to be just a packing center, which means that the products are made from somewhere else. Plus, they were coming in when she was doing her TikTok videos. They were coming in on pallets. So to me, that looked like she was bulk ordering pallets of products to resell. So the white labeling story, to me, made perfect sense. I know that she's denying it, but in my mind, that's exactly 100% what's happening, because it's just what's happening. Even when you have a candle company, they have places that are centralized that make your candles. Like, you give them your recipe and they produce what you tell them to. So I don't know if she's looking at it from her perspective, like, no, I give the recipe, I decide the formula, and then I have somebody manufacture it for me. Maybe that's what she's saying. But anyway, so that's how I'm looking at it. Now, for me, as far as business, I just don't agree with Stormy's customer service acumen, because I'm big on customer service. For one, I'm only going to make so much product available at a time that I feel like I can handle, where you can deal with the customer service. You can deal with people wanting to message you. You can give that intention. I feel like when you're just trying to get the money and slurp up as much as you can, you are not focused on the quality of the experience that the person is having when they purchase from you. And I think that she needs to work on that altogether.
I agree. 100%. She needs to, yeah.
Go ahead.
She also needs to, I mean, I get it. Like, she's selling body glaze. She want to get body and sexy, but sometimes it don't be given. I'm just like, what is going on? And I just feel like, how can you might need to put the words in my mouth, what I'm trying to say, but it's giving like a get rich quick thing. Like, I don't feel like she takes her business seriously. Right.
Right.
Good.
Or, I mean, I just don't feel like she has her hand in every part of it. Her job is to push the brand. Her job is to make the viral moments, handle the social media. And you have other people that are responsible for your customer service experience, your packing order experience. But those people need to have somebody that they're answering to. I think that because Stormy is active in social media and because she's on TV, people think that it is the direct responsibility of the CEO of a company to handle your customer service needs. And it doesn't work like that anywhere. Okay. You're not talking to Jeff Bezos when you complain to Amazon. Google don't talk to your bitch ass at all. McDonald's, you're not talking to the owner of them when they get your order wrong. So I think that people do need to be more realistic in their expectations, that they should have direct access to her to resolve all or any of their customer service needs. Nobody talks to the CEO anywhere. But I think that, again, because she's a Black woman, that there's a sense of entitlement, because she's a Black woman, because she's on social media, because she's on a TV show that you guys have bought into, there's an entitlement that you deserve to speak with her at all. And it's like, how, Sway?
On top of that, when you buying Melody products, and if like, I never had, like, when I get my products, I never got a product wrong, but I'm pretty sure Melody has a whole team. She's a businesswoman. She's a mom of 4. Do you think that if you corresponded with, I just want to see when my package coming, that you were actually talking to Melody? No, you're talking to her team. The same goes for Stormy.
Right. And there have been, I've heard some women say that they have contacted Melody directly about not getting their packages, and You know, she handled it. She gave them extras, but that's because they're talking to her directly. So she's able to rectify individual customer experiences as they come. But do you think tens of thousands of people are just lining up to talk to her in the complaint line? No, they're not. Exactly. No, they're not. So I think that, like, for me, first of all, I don't respect Stormy's customer service. I don't. I will say that. I haven't had the experience, but I did go look at reviews, not only just on YouTube. I didn't watch any millimeter content. So it's not, I didn't look at it through the lens of a millimeter. I looked at it through the lens of people who were just viewing the products that did, because it was viral on TikTok. You know what I mean? So anyways, my skin in the game was basically saying, like, fuck these white bitches and their reviews about black women and their products, because all these hoes is white labeling. I've white labeled when I had an earring business, because I had an earring business, and I also had a cake business because I bake. And my shit got pretty much dried out during COVID. I've bankrupted myself maybe 3 times on starting businesses. I never filed bankruptcy, but I'm saying I went into debt. Now, the InherAlchemist is the fruition. I know this is the fruition because I wasn't able to take any loans. I wasn't able to use any credit cards. I pretty much had to go do overtime at work. I had to make YouTube videos and try to get a YouTube check. And this is how I funded my InherAlchemist. But in the past, I was running up my credit cards, trying to follow. Really, I'm really passionate about what I do, no matter what it is, but just trying to make something happen for myself. And now I ended up here. But I say that to say customer service is a huge part of my feeling of gratitude towards even being able to produce something for people to buy. And I feel like when you discount your customers, you're not only telling them fuck you, but you're telling the universe fuck you, because the universe provided you an opportunity to serve others and be paid for it. And you're basically not taking it seriously. And to me, you're saying fuck you to the universe, because for me, because I'm so grateful for the opportunity to have a business, I treat my customers with that same spirit. And I don't feel like, based on what the customers are saying, that she's doing that.
Yeah, what I would say this, I never really spoke much about Stormy's business because my friend has bought some stuff from Stormy, but she's gotten her stuff on time. I've never bought Stormy's products, so I feel like it would be disingenuous for me to be like, her business sucks, but I never bought not one damn product. But her customer service, I did hear bad things about it on Yelp and other things, and she needs to get that shit together. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to see her fall. You know, she's a black woman, and I feel like if you just take out the show, I'm talking about the show aspect, she a human being. Everybody's human beings. They deserve to eat. Nobody deserves to sleep on the side of a fucking bridge just because I don't like them,
Okay, so Queen Sheba, she made a compelling argument that Stormy pretty much doxed her by giving her personal information to Anthony Lofty's as a retaliation for her leaving a bad review, and that she obtained this information from Stormy's purchase history or something like that. Like, Stormy was able to use her information as a customer to provide it to Anthony Lofty's. What is your take on that?
So my take on it is, if Stormy did it, then I'm gonna need Queen Sheba to get some of that $6 million, right? But if Anthony got it some other way and Stormy did not give it to him, then damn, I feel bad, right? Because I feel like let's take Queen Sheba out of it, like halfway. Let's take Queen Sheba out of it, right? Because I know it's still like Anthony, Queen Sheba, and Stormy. But I'm saying outside of Queen Sheba, I feel like other people, are gunning to see Stormy business just go to the ground, because they're fixated on, because on being a fan of Melody, right? I'm a fan of Melody.
Like, I don't know when did they start comparing these two? Like, why are they making a competition between the two of them? I don't get that.
I think because, like I said in my video I did that I took down because it's working my nerves, but I should have kept it up. I might re-upload it. Is they feel like only one person needs to be at the top and everybody else needs to be at the bottom, right? And I'm not saying this is Queen Sheba doing this. I'm talking about the other people, because I know how they do, like they like to twist people's words and shit and lie. A lot of people want to see Stormy fall and uplift Melody. They want to see 7th Avenue do good and not Canvas Beauty, when both businesses can coexist. They can both coexist, and y'all can just support Melody business without trying to tear down Stormy's. What do y'all give a fuck about Stormy business for? Y'all don't buy her shit. I don't understand that. It looks deranged. It looks crazy. It looks fucked up. Because if y'all had businesses and somebody didn't like y'all, would it be fair for people to slander y'all business and because they don't like y'all? That's wrong.
Well, then let me play devil's advocate, because like I said, the Mellometers ain't the only ones making bad reviews. So how come when the Mellometers make a bad review, it's looked at as because it's all about Melody, but when random people who don't even watch Love and Marriage Huntsville make a bad review, it is not like that. So why does it have to be that, or what makes you think that it's about Melly as opposed to them just being an average person making a review?
Okay, the average person making an average review, they buying Stormy stuff, right? But so how do people talking negatively about Stormy's business that are Mellometers like myself? They're not buying Stormy shit. Like when I made my video, I said I'm a Mellometer. So that means I buy Melody 7th Avenue. I don't buy Stormy shit because I don't buy her shit. And it's like, I'm not gonna be fake. And I feel like when you have videos of people in the Love and Marriage Huntsville sector and your channel is for, you're pro Melody and you bashing Stormy's business, you're doing that because you're mad that her and Melody are not cool and you don't like Stormy. Because when Melody
I never bought any of Stormy stuff either, but I watched several reviews and people were showing the products, and you know what I instantly got the feeling of?
What?
I feel like it's like scented cocoa butter.
Ew.
I'm serious. Like, you know how when you use cocoa butter, your skin get hella shiny?
Uh-huh.
And then looking at the color of it and the consistency of it, I'm like, oh, that's cocoa butter. And I feel like she just uses, like, I don't use fragrance oils. I use real essential oils. Shameless plug. I'm not knocking Stormy. I'm just saying for what I do, I'm doing therapeutic. My oils are supposed to be for therapeutic reasons. So I have to use real essential oils, not fragrance oils. And no shade to Stormy at all. But most people, even in candle making or soap making or whatever body glaze making, they use fragrance oils. And fragrance oils are like, you know how you walk in a room and you can smell a candle?
Yeah.
That's because they use fragrance oils. When you use essential oils, the candles have a smell, but they don't throw the scent. You can't smell them when you walk in a room. Whereas a fragrance oil is going to give you more of like that Bath and Body Works experience, right? So when I was looking at her product and the consistency of it and the look of it, and then I was looking at like what it does when she uses it, and then I was looking at the way people were smelling it, I'm like, oh, okay, you had this idea to provide scented cocoa butter. And then I looked at the market and I'm like, yeah, there's literally no scented cocoa butter anywhere on the market. The most they'll do with the cocoa butter is make it like shea butter or, add something like that. But there's no place where I can get like strawberry scented cocoa butter. So I think that the zhuzh or the magic in it is that it's scented cocoa butter. I really think that's what it is.
That's why I shop 7th Avenue, child. I don't. That's why I don't.
You know what? I needed some of that. Some shit called lemon drops. I don't know, but you know how you get like them like dark, like your underarms are darker. My daughter has like her underarms is like, and I'm like, damn, I need something to fade that. And I was like, I wonder if her lemon drops will do that.
They do. It do it for me. I'm telling you. When I remember, I don't know if you remember when we did the interview, I was telling you about how I have like hyperpigmentation, but it's been like lighting up significantly the black spots. It works. I'll tell you, her stuff works. It do. And
that's cool. That's cool as hell. Now, one thing I will say about that is that I did take a look at Melody's TikTok thing. Honestly, I just feel like she needs to have a more mature approach to her products. I understand like being upbeat, being happy and all that for TikTok. I guess but it's like you're not Canvas Beauty, you're not Stormy. And I feel like she's following that same blueprint and that formula, but I feel like 7th Avenue is a way more serious product than Body Glaze. You know what I mean? Body Glaze ain't nothing but some, like I said, some strawberry cocoa butter. But 7th Avenue, like if y'all is hearing, healing hyperpigmentation, that's a big fucking deal.
It
And I
is.
feel like you should sit down with the product, do demonstrations, talk slower, talk more comprehensively, as opposed to being with like the childish excitement of it, because that's Stormy's lane. You know what I mean? That's the culture that she's in. Whereas I feel like Melly should take a more mature approach, just to her product, because it's way more elegant. It's just, to me, in my opinion, it's way more elegant than Canvas. Not Canvas, because Canvas is cute as fuck. Like, don't get me wrong.
It is
but
cute. Yeah,
it's not 7th Avenue. 7th Avenue gives me Nordstrom's. Canvas gives me Target, Walmart, you know. So, and I'm not saying that as far as value. I'm saying that as far as like customer experience and how I experience it. I could see 7th Avenue at Nordstrom's Rack. I could see it at Nordstrom Dillard's, you know, shit like that.
That's what I said. Yep. And Melody has, you know, the Melody has it to put off that mature, like, sex, and she did it in one of her videos.
But she doesn't do it, and that's why I feel like she's going against. I feel like she's trying to follow the formula, as opposed to really getting her heart space and just doing her like, girl, like, you sell elegance, like, you reek it. Whether you're that on the inside or not is irrelevant. But it just goes back to that it girl thing, like, well, this is what the girls are doing, and it's like, yeah, but that's not you though. At least it's, you know what I mean. So it's like, I just feel like I haven't tried it because it's hard for me to take you serious when you're bopping around, blah blah blah. But then I'm listening to people who are using it and they're saying like, no, this shit works, and I'm like, well, I wouldn't even know that by the fact of how you're selling it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it works. She got some good products. Like, she put out one thing, and she got a chemist too, and all that. I don't know if Stormy got a chemist or not, but I know Melody does. But I feel like
she might not even use chemicals, so you can't. Everybody don't need a chemist, because I mean, you know, you just don't need a chemist.
Yeah, maybe I'm saying it wrong, because I know Melody says she her products. I read the back. I'm gonna go get my bottle. It's I get it after. It's all
they use like even if you use like hydrolonic acid, that's considered chemical, you know what I mean? So I understand it. I'm just saying that just because she has a chemist doesn't mean anything. That's all I'm saying, because every product don't require chemistry. So that's the only reason I said that.
Yeah, I think that I feel like they both can. They both have, like you were saying. You put it out there perfectly. They both have their own lanes, and I don't think they should be compared. And I don't think nobody should go mess with the business aspect for nobody. I feel like just mess with Stormy the person, Melody the person, but not their businesses. You know, that's how they feed their kids.
I just feel like, and Melody, I just feel like she should market to a more mature, grown woman. Like, I think she should go into the anti-aging shit. I think she should go into the decompression of the bags under the eyes, like the Clinique route. You know, and let Stormy do the donut glazes and shit like that. Like, I as a woman of my age, I don't wear shit like that. Like, I'm not a child. Like, whether it's good or not is irrelevant. Like, if I want some lotion, I'm probably gonna use some cocoa butter mixed with some Nivea or some Vaseline or some, just on some grown mature. I'm not gonna go pick up something that says Honey Mountain Dew donut glaze. Like, I'm not a child. Like,
yeah, I'm with you. I'm definitely. That's why I've shot 7th Avenue. I'm a woman. I'm not gonna buy it. I'm not.
Exactly. So I feel like she should market more to women and let the kids do their TikTok thing. Because I just feel like she could have did better. And I feel like she didn't do better because she was trying to follow the formula for TikTok as opposed to just really like connecting with her product. So that's
I gotta go watch it because I didn't see. That's why I'm like, when you was talking, I was like, what video? Because I usually watch her IG. And on her IG, she usually does the more like mature ones. You have the robe on, you get in the bath, you glaze up your you put some of that on your legs and stuff. I didn't watch the TikTok thing. See, that's why I be out of the loop sometimes. So I gotta go watch.
Yeah. Some blogger posted it and I checked it out, and that's just my feedback. Like you said, like, some people ain't gonna tell you. I know people abhor you giving other people feedback, but from where I'm from, it's the motherfucker sitting behind you watching you make a fool of yourself. Those are your real haters. It's not your critics. You know what I mean? Yeah. The hater is the one that's sitting back and watching you do less than what they know you could or should. And, even if it's embarrassing yourself, fighting, making a plumb ass of yourself, I feel like critics should not be considered haters. I just don't. I just feel like they give you an opportunity to do better, tighten up, and consider some things, you know what I mean? And that's always my goal when I criticize people. Anyway,
I agree.
Anyway, so let's move on. So anyway, so Queen Sheba did make to me a compelling argument. What she did not say was that this was a fact. This was somebody was convicted of something. I feel like her argument made sense. I feel like it was logical, but I also, on the flip side, know that people in YouTube, they just dox each other for whatever reason. I don't know why people are so obsessed with people, but they do dox each other. They do share content creators or people's information. In the sector I came from, they used to dox people out of the crowd just to target them for financial abuse. So yeah, people are strange and weird in social media, in society in general. But in my opinion, I feel like Anthony probably had been looking for her or been doxing her, period. You know what I mean? I don't think that I personally don't think that it took for him to get a lead from Stormy in order for him to dox her and go on her professional shit. However, she did say that she had it on good authority that this is how it went down. So what did you think about the whole thing?
It's just crazy. All I could do is say, I feel bad for Queen Sheba, because at the end of the day, social media should never take nobody that far to where and he did post her name, like her last name, because like, how do you know, like her last name is pretty and it's very unique. So I'm like, how do you fucking know her? Like, he's weird and he been doxing people before the Queen Sheba thing, but I don't really know how to feel. I feel like some people need to keep it honest and need to let Queen Sheba handle her affairs and stop trying to jump in. Let Queen Sheba do what she gonna do.
You know what I didn't, and you know what else that really grind my axe? Like Queen Sheba, she came in, she did her part, she said what she was gonna say. Then it seemed like other people who had just basic problems with Anthony was like, I'm gonna contact Queen Sheba and I'm like, what the fuck does she have to do with that? I'm like, why are these people so codependent? Like, you're looking at women in their 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, relying on somebody else to do what they need to be doing for themselves. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, we can share information. Yeah, we can tell you what to do, but you're reporting to her like she's the fucking complaint line. And it just made me feel for her like,
she's going through something. She's going through something.
You cannot have that expectation, because then when you don't feed them, then they develop some negative opinion about you and find themselves wanting to be mad because you not meeting their expectations of you doing some shit that they need to be doing themselves.
I agree. And what I would say on that is that, like, I cannot have an opinion because I gotta wait till everything gets like resolved, and one way or another it's gonna be resolved. Because I feel it's like if somebody need to file a lawsuit, Queen Sheba, get some of that $6 million, right? It's hard for me because I've never been in that situation. So it's like, that stuff is really deep to me. That stuff is really infuriating because that's somebody's personal information. You know what I'm saying? This man got a hold of, Queen Sheba's. And I just also feel like, say it again. Let me take Queen Sheba out of it, because people, they some people are a little slow, so they like to be messy. When I say take Queen Sheba out of it, let me say this. A lot of people are fucking fake on YouTube. And not Queen Sheba. Queen Sheba is not one of the fake ones. She's a real one. But a lot of people are fake. A lot of people was down with Anthony when he was doxing people back in the day, when he was saying sexually deviant stuff about Martell, and I'm the first one to call it out. You don't never say that about no man talking about if you was going, because Martell basically said something along the lines of, I'm gonna charge you to do an interview with me, right? You have to pay me if you want me to interview with you. And Anthony said, what was that? Okay, I was the one to call him out. He gonna say if he was gonna pay Martell that money, Martell would have to be in the house like on P Valley, basically insinuating that Martell would have to do sexual favors. Yeah, Martell would have to do sexual favors.
Valley.
Yeah, that's what he said. He said he's gonna have to be in there like Little Murder or Uncle Clifford or some shit, and that Martell would have to do sexual favors in order to get some money out of him. And I was like, fuck no matter if I dislike Martell or not, you don't ever make no sexually deviant fucking comments like that. And that triggered me as a woman who went through being violated. So yeah, I got triggered and I went the fuck off on him. And that was my first, and I didn't even know about the other shit. I was new to YouTube. That was the main focal point that made me not like Anthony. But for a lot of people, it took, even when Anthony said the sexual deviant comments about Martell, when Anthony went to Destiny's house and she got her infant baby there, a black woman, okay, a vulnerable woman and a baby, when he was letting people call into his lives, disparaging the Scots, saying their business was bad.
Now, okay, can I interrupt for a second?
Okay. Go ahead.
Can I ask you an honest question?
Yeah, go ahead.
Was he doing these things as a millimeter?
I'm not sure. I don't know if he was a millimeter at the time. See, I don't know. I can't really
Okay, pause. I'll frame it in a better way.
Okay.
Did this stuff happen before he fell out with Melody?
Yes. Yes. You're right. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Go ahead.
I have to put it together. Yeah, because I was just gonna get to the point. Yeah. Of course. Yes, you're right. Thank you. Dang it. That's what I was gonna say. You're right. So he was pretending to be a millimeter, but he was throwing slugs at Melody around this time, like subtle shade. But anyway, he was still saying he was a millimeter. So after he was doing all that shit, nobody called him out. Nobody, right? He did a little stuff here and there, fell out with some YouTubers along the way. Some of them called him out, but for the most part, most people were still following him, was on his side, and thought of it like, okay, that YouTuber and that other YouTuber don't get along. It is what the fuck it is. But as soon as Melody called him out, that's when everybody was like, oh, fuck you, Anthony. Right? Soon as Melody called him out, it took people to say fuck him and then start everybody bringing up all the shit he done. He was doing that shit before him and Melody fell out. That's what I'm saying. Like, some people confuse me because they want me to be, Cocoa is real. It's not, you don't have to be anti-Melody or pro-Melody for me to know that your character ain't shit, right? Or if your character is good, right? You prove yourself by the things you're doing, and you know a fruit. I mean, you know a tree by the fruit it bears, right? It don't take, you can be Team Melody all day long, but if you're moving sloppy out here, I'm gonna call it the fuck out.
Even when it comes to what is a millimeter, I'll be honest, like, a part of me is just thinking like a millimeter should be defined as far as like values, what you represent, what you stand for. But if you want to go fan for fan, that's just not a good standard, because it's more than a fandom. It's a type of woman. It's a type of person. You know what I mean? I feel like Queen Sheba made a compelling argument. But I also feel like content creators and people in general just are obsessed with other people and dox each other. I feel like first of all, it's not only did he admit to it, but it's definitely proven that he was on her professional page, which means that he did have her name. How he went about obtaining that information, that could be up for debate. But the bottom line is that you've already shown that you doxed her by being on her page. I don't know what she does for a living, but some people, especially if you're a government employee or you work for the state, you can't unmask or dox people in those positions. You can, and even if you're a government employee yourself, you can go straight to the U.S. Marshal, especially if you're working in something tender like being a mandated reporter, working with children of any sort. There's an extra level of protection for you, just in case that you are doxxed or something like that. But like I said, some people just dox behind the scene and just pass your information back and forth. And I feel like doxing is a matter of control, because of all the people that I've seen dox on YouTube, nobody simply said, hey, who are you? What's your name? Can we see you? They always have to take the power away from you by trying to dox you or expose you. And it's like, if you just want to know who somebody is, why does nobody ever just try to ask?
I agree, because people are just weird. I feel like that's a lot of mental illness running around on social media, and it's not even just mental illness. It's a lot of people craving validation that they did not get in childhood, right? Because I just don't understand how just because somebody follow you and like you, it takes you to a point where you finna harass somebody and dox them over words. Because nothing is that serious to dox somebody and put them in danger. Because people are crazy. You don't know, people can show up to Queen Sheba house or whatever.
And didn't you tell me that Anthony went to Destiny's house?
He sure did, with her baby, and people
exactly. So if he could make his, and are they from the same city or what?
No, he's not even from Huntsville.
Exactly. So that means that so he will catch a flight to come and harass or stalk a woman.
You sure will. That's what he did to Destiny.
And that, to me, that's not something to trivialize or take lightly in any way, because you don't know who you're dealing with. I remember they had a girl on YouTube, I think her name was Asia McGowan, and some incel dude was like in love with her, stalked her, doxed her, found her at her college, and killed her. And then there's other people who have done the same thing. And it's like, that's just not something, in my opinion, to take lightly. And I definitely wouldn't take it lightly if that food was on my professional page and I don't go by my name and I don't use my name in YouTube. However, unless it is definitively proven that that information was obtained through Stormy, then I feel like you could have a whole nother issue on your hand. Now, I will say the content creators were saying things like alleged and accused, and because there were several upon several videos about it. And most people were saying alleged and accused of, but at the same time, that's deep.
Yeah,
that's deep. You know what I mean? Unless
I agree.
Unless you just absolutely have it, have absolute proof of that. And I just, like I said, I feel like it's logical, it makes sense, it's compelling, but it's not proven. And
go ahead. I was gonna say it's a touchy ass subject, because I get exactly where you're coming from. Like what Queen Sheba laid out, it's like, damn, it's no wiggle room to say she didn't do it. But at the same time, Anthony is so dirty and so conniving. He's done this before. He could have used some other way to get Queen Sheba's information. But Queen Sheba probably in her head, like, what other places could he have went to get my information? Because I think she was saying she sent her, not her address, but she sent something that could identify her to somebody at Stormy's team, when it came to I think she said something.
She had wrote an email. She had some email back and forth correspondence, and then she also said that she introduced herself to Stormy, I guess in the DMs, by her order number, because she's trying to track down her order. Hey, where's my stuff? Yeah. Now, what I can't remember is whether or not Stormy responded to that. I don't know, but I know that she did show some email back and forth. I don't know if that was from Stormy or a member of her team. So I'm not sure, but even still, that still is not definitive. You know what I mean? Like I said, it's compelling and you make a good point, but it's not definitive. And I guess I'm just thinking, as myself being on the opposite end, I'm thinking of myself as being a business owner. I'm thinking of Stormy and Anthony as denying it, even though we know he's a liar, because he impostered himself as NBC Universal to fake strike my channel. So he don't have no integrity and he plays dirty. But I just don't doubt that he has. I don't doubt that he has doxed Queen Sheba on his own, because they had their own. They had problems.
Okay, yeah.
They have problems with each other.
I get exactly what you're saying. It makes it could go both ways. Like what you said, it could be Anthony just went on his own and doxed her, and Stormy played no part in it, or right. Stormy passed over Queen Sheba information. But what you're saying is, if Stormy did not do this, then she could sue Queen Sheba, because Stormy has a business and people are now running around thinking, because that is illegal. Like if she did that, I'm like, baby, you need to give Queen Sheba half of your $6 million. Okay, Queen Sheba gonna need about
$4 million. And then we're talking Shopify, but then I think of, for me, I think of the greater issue, because now people making fear mongering and shit. Like I was listening to Wente Talks, and it's like, oh, don't give people your information, don't shop here. And it's like, but we're women building businesses, and it's like, you put that type of fear in people. Now they don't want to shop with me because they think I have their credit card information. I'm going to share their address. It doesn't affect just Stormy. It affects people's perception and how they feel they need to protect themselves moving forward. You know what I mean? And it's like, for me in Etsy, I don't have these people's credit card information. Of course, I have your shipping address because I'm shipping your item, but I don't know that you're my YouTube subscriber unless you say, hey, it's me, Jack from YouTube. Other than that, I don't know who you are. I'm paying for Etsy to advertise my products. I'm trying to earn enough money to pay for Instagram and Google to advertise my products. So an order is an order for me. I don't know who you are. You know what I mean? But at the same time, it kills business for everybody when you make people feel like that they're vulnerable every time they make a purchase from someone. And so to me, it's not just a Stormy thing. It's affecting all of our businesses.
No, you're right.
And that's whether she did it or not. If she did it, it definitely is a problem with her. And I would rather she had done it so that she can be accused and hung at the stake on her own. But to leave it out there as a potential when doing business with everybody, now all of us are going to suffer.
Yeah, that's true. I agree. And also, I want to say too, like, even like just going down, because I came to, me and you, we both came to YouTube on after the whole Anthony debacle of him doxing people and a lot of stuff. But I didn't know until recently how many YouTubers were caught up in lawsuits. Like, it's not just,
even know. Like I said, I'm not interested in that. I still don't know. I'll be 100% honest with you. The only thing I ever heard about the lawsuit was when Sherelle's World was naming people on her channel.
Me too.
And even then, I didn't know the names that go with the channels. Like, I honestly still don't really know. I only know Anthony Lofty's is in it because Queen Sheba did the video.
Yeah, true. I cannot stand his name,
but the lady Sherelle, she was like, I think she did name a few channel names.
But she was lying on some people though too. She lied. She said some people was in the lawsuit that wasn't. You know, I'm like, this lady, I mean, I don't really care about that. I mean, I can't
even believe there is a lawsuit. Like what the hell? But now at the same time, if you're doxxed, that's a big deal. You know what I mean? That can cause you PTSD. That can cause you fear. I mean, there's a lot associated with that. I don't take that shit lightly. Sometimes I imagine myself like, what if you get doxxed? And at the same time, on the one hand, I'm like, I don't give a fuck. But on the other hand, I'm like, you know, it's not about you. You're online, but what about your family? What about your children? Yeah. What about if somebody becomes sexually attracted to your daughter? What if somebody's really actually crazy? What if they get the wrong house? What if they get the wrong person? You know, so it's deeper than the doxing, and it's just all about power and control. And to me, I just think it's really sick that he would even have an interest in wanting to find Queen Sheba's information. But we also know he has that interest because that's also the same reason why he was putting fake copyright strikes on people's channel so that he could get people's information. So I don't know if this nigga is some type of mole and he's racking up information for cast members in case they want to sue, and so he's out here like collecting and doxing. He
said he had a safe full of material or some. Paraphrasing, he had a safe and he had a whole bunch of stuff in it, and basically, hypothetically speaking, he know a lot of stuff about people. And I'm like, boy, you got too much time on your head.
I mean, like, nigga, first of all, get a fucking life, like, get a life. But second of all, at the same time, if people want to sue somebody, like a content creator, how are they gonna know who that person is? So it would make sense that you would get in touch with somebody who you would have fake doxing, fake striking people and get their information and just collect it. And then if somebody needs to hit you up like, hey, who is this person? And it's like, oh, their real name is so-and-so. Okay, now that person has what they need to go draw papers, do a lawsuit or whatever it is the fuck they want to do with that person's information.
Yep, that makes perfect sense. I always felt like that about him. I was like, now, like, he moving like that, like he doing that shit because he trying to collect information so he can help the people that's bad sue people.
You know what I would really like to know? I want to know, there was like a series of content creator strikes after Carlos King did his podcast, right?
Yep.
Anthony was amongst those people who were striking people's channels at that time, right?
Yep.
Like January, February-ish, right?
Correct. Mm-hmm.
What I want to know is, did that lawsuit come after that?
Yeah, it came after. Yep, it came right after that.
Was they gathering people's information? No, I'm thinking about, wait, what am I thinking about?
It was after the podcast, I know for sure, when they dropped the lawsuits. Yep, it was after.
Yeah, but the lawsuit, because it's two lawsuits. It's a lawsuit with the anonymous chick, and then it's a lawsuit with Maurice, right?
Oh, I'm talking about the Maurice lawsuit. I don't know much about the anonymous stuff.
The anonymous stuff is where they got the all them content, is where it's a lot of content creators in it, right?
That was before.
Okay, got you. Okay, because my line of thinking was like, was this nigga collecting information and then for Maurice to go ahead and file this lawsuit? But at the same time, I don't think because I don't know if Anthony even struck the two people that are involved in a lawsuit. So I don't know. I was just thinking, but I don't think that's the right train of thought. I think I was conflating.
No, I don't think so. I'm gonna tell you why I don't think so.
I was conflating the two lawsuits. But go ahead, babe.
I'm gonna say I don't think so because I know for a fact that some of the people that have been named in lawsuits, I ain't saying nobody. I don't know specifically everybody, but I know for a fact that a lot of them was cool with Anthony up until Melody called him out. Right, so it could not have been. It could not. No way, but you might be right because see, before Melody called him out, after Melody called him out, that's when the lawsuits happened. They didn't happen before. You might be onto something. So, like now that I'm putting the pieces together in my mind, we're not saying he did it. This is alleged, but
I'm not saying. And not only that, I'm just saying that I feel like he's a person that has a history of doxing and obtaining people's information. So. It's not unthinkable that he could have gotten that information from some avenue besides Stormy. Not to mention these subscribers are messy as hell. You know, some of them befriend content creators or pretend to be friends with them so that they can get their personal information. And they whole time working for somebody else. Like in the sector I was in, they would send like men or other women to try to like act like they cool with you, get you to let your guard down so they can get personal information out of you. And they was never really fucking with you in the first place. You know what I mean? So yeah, so people do shit like that. You know, so I'm just saying, and then subscribers, I can't even tell you how many of them just email me. That person ain't shit either. This person ain't shit either. I don't answer to none of that shit because I don't give a fuck. And two, I know how to fill people out for myself. I don't have no expectations of people. I'm not talking to people. I don't talk to anybody behind the scenes. I'm not planning anything with people. So I don't really give a fuck what nobody has going on. Like nobody needs to warn me or tell me about anybody. I'm here until I'm not here. You know what I'm saying? I'm here to do a service, entertain people, sell my products, and then eventually I'm probably gonna be moved on to another community that's in need of what I have. I'm not gonna confine myself to this sector, especially if there's no growth. You know what I mean? I typically do maybe 2-3 years in the sector and then I'm gone. You know,
you like me, yeah. I'm the same way. That's why I always say I'm here for a good time, not a long time. I'm not gonna be here long saying the same shit day in and day out for 10 years. Not even 5 years. I'm just here for a good time and to keep it lighthearted. But yeah, people be doing that to me. They be DMing me, trying to talk about, you know, other content creators and I'm like, I'm not gonna get into that. Like even like when it comes to like me speaking on Miss Marcella Speaks, they thought I was supposed to just like drag the lady. And it's like, why would I drag a black woman at her lowest? Like her husband is going through this, like she has the right to her opinion. I didn't agree with the way she went about it and I addressed it, but I'm not gonna drag her through the mud and talk about her. Like that's places I won't go. And it's like, I don't really care what other content creators are doing as long as they're not lying on me, you know.
Yeah, and people do that. They pay for people to drag people. They pay for people to humiliate people, roast people. Like, but that's just, to me, those are just sick, sociopathic people. They bedridden. They outcast in society. They just want to sit up and be entertained. And they don't care whose expense it's at. And people who just go with that and follow that. I mean, I don't know. It's just, I don't know. I just, whatever. Like I said, I'm here because YouTube is free promotion, free advertising for your business endeavors. But when I start having like an excess reserves of money, I'm going to pay for my advertising that happens somewhere else because I have to deal with people that are in need of, that actually want to do something for themselves. If you want to be entertained, but if you want to actually help yourself, that's the type of shit that I like, you know.
I'm with you. I agree with that. Like, yeah, I agree.
Okay, all right, so look, let's move on. The last thing that I want to touch up on, or that we're going to touch up on today, is this situation that's going on between When Tay Talks and True T. So are you familiar with that conversation or what?
So yeah, I only listened to I didn't listen to True T's full video. I listened to When Tay Talks video was really long, so I just was skipping around. But it was something along the lines of When Tay Talk did a video, I want to say either on her live or Patreon. I don't know where she did it at, but she was saying that people should be, like you said, people should be careful who they give their information to. She brought up how they should contact the lawyer directly instead of sending them the money to True Tea or talking to True Tea, something along those lines. I'm paraphrasing. And I guess it got back to True Tea because, message subscribers going to run back. And she went off on when Tay talks. Child, she even went off on poor little Cookie. Okay, Cookie cute. She even went off on Cookie and cussed Cookie out. So she said that Tay Talks was slandering her and trying to make it seem like she was a scammer and that she was trying to give people information to do stuff with it. It was crazy.
Well, yeah, I actually, I'm all into the nuances. I'm an undercurrent girl. I look for the what's not being said. Matter of fact, I wonder if we should call this the black and white, not black and white podcast or something like that. But anyways, I listened to all of their videos. Now, ironically, prior to this, I had only heard maybe I want to say 2 or 3 of True Tea's videos because the initial millimeter that I did the interview with, she had recommended her channel. And so maybe for the last couple of weeks or so, I had watched a couple of her videos, and I like her style because, I just like the monotone. I don't know. I just like the irony. I like the irony of her, how she does her content. And when Tay Talks, I've maybe seen Tay Talks one of her videos. But honestly, it's just like I said, I'm not like a gossip person, so it just is not something that can hold my attention. I like to talk about people as far as like a deeper level, but I don't know. I'm just not into things like dragging or kikiing, or it's just not my type of style. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I've never been familiar with either content creator on that level. But I did, as you know, have a run-in with Tay Talks recently, right? So, I'm all like, okay, let me listen to this poetic justice. I love me some poetic justice, boy. I'm like, boy, it ain't nothing like not having to lift a finger and letting shit just play out by itself. Because what happened, okay, just to give a little background, and this is, I don't have nothing against Tay Talks. I don't care. I'm in the light of it. It's not no big deal. So I did my conversation on the Gutter Snipe video, right? And I'm like, I heard the Gutter Snipe said something, just being slick to draw people to the video. And so my plan was to use that video to kind of explain why I'm going to be doing the conversation about what is a millimeter. The conversation that was an idea of someone else. And then I talked about taking out the trash. And I'm like, a lot of these people are bots. A lot of people are just angry women, flying monkeys, mad, just looking for a place to express their own interpersonal issues, but acting like they're so hard up on about Melody. And I'm like, it's costing her. And that ain't even what she stands for. I said, I'm like, if that's what she stood for, then she would be sharing the stage with you guys. She's not sharing the stage with people who dox and get in lawsuits. She's sharing the stage with the Queen Shebas of the world and the Shanita Fosters of the world.
I agree. Mm-hmm.
Now, at the time, I didn't know that certain people were doxed during the lawsuit. I don't even know who's in lawsuits. I just know that there is one. So I'm not throwing daggers or anybody, and Lord knows I do not sneak this. I put a name on it, an address on it. That's just not my style. So after that, I did my little 1-2. So then after that, the Tay girls, gossip girls, whatever they're called, they make a video called "What is a Millimeter?" And so honestly, my first instinct was like, I know these hoes ain't finna hijack my idea. But then I'm like, you know what? Cheers to better conversation. I'm like, as long as the conversation is had, it don't matter. And I'm like, you know what? Actually, that's a great idea for all the millimeters to make their own video about what is a millimeter. I think it should have even been a contest. Melody could have offered a $100 prize to whoever makes the best short on what is a millimeter. And she could have had 150 people saying what is a millimeter in video shorts. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm, that was a good idea.
Yeah, and that'd be coming through, right? Because the bottom line is that the millimeter name is getting carried in national TV, and it's not in a good way. You know what I mean?
I don't like the way we're being represented out here.
Exactly. But if you have all these videos flooding through the YouTube streets saying it's what it is, then that's different, right? So I'm like, so when they did their video, I'm like, okay, this could go either way. I'm like, either they could be hijacking, which I kind of felt, but then I was like, you know what? Or they could just be putting their spin on it, and I hope everybody will. So I reposted the video, and I was like, alchemy, meaning the transmutation of energy. Now that could have been perceived in any way, but you never know, right? So then Tay comes in my video and she's like, you should have, here's the link. Like, you could have put the link, like, said some smart ass shit. And I'm like, okay, bitch, so you a op. You know what I mean? Because if you wasn't a op, or you wasn't doing a what is a millimeter video in a funny ass way, then when I reposted your shit, you wouldn't have had no funny ass response. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? We would have been a part of the same team, having the same objective. And I feel like she just kind of showed herself. And then also the thing that rubbed me the wrong way was that Queen Sheba was in the comment section of that video, which for the first time I had seen her. And I instantly knew it. I was like, you know, that presence, that validation, that cosign from somebody like Queen Sheba, that's gonna get the other bitches panties in a bunch. I've been through that shit so many times in my life, and that really was the inspiration behind me doing the Gossip Girls video. Because when I was a kid, it was like, just because I got the notoriety and the validation of the adults, or, you know, the grown women like applauding me, cheering me on, I became an enemy to the girls my age, just because of that cosign that I didn't even ask for.
Yeah, you know Queen Sheba was a class act. Yes,
Queen Sheba was a class act, and I feel like because she dropped down in the comment section of my video, that honestly I felt like when Tay Talks got jealous of that shit. And so then she took the whole what is a millimeter thing, and they made their live stream, and instead of her seizing the opportunity to really take that theme and run with it and really do what is a millimeter, she was in there acting like a donkey. And, you know, somebody had emailed me and was like, oh, they're trying to say that you're this secret male hater, and that your voice sounds like this other lady who used to hate on male. And I'm like, Lord. What? I'm like, why the fuck would they be saying some shit like that? Because Tay has interacted with me personally in email in regards to some shit with Anthony back in the day. No big deal back in the day. And I'm like, but at the same time, I'm running a business, and you trying to portray to people like I'm not who I say I am. Like, only a person without a business and without boundaries could do that shit so frivolously to somebody else. You know what I mean? So so I'm like, you bootsy. And then I'm like, okay, then that's when I did my Gossip Girls video, in which I didn't use their names, but it was definitely an ode to people being jealous because you get the attention and validation from somebody who they may want that from.
Yeah, like, no, you're right, because remember I told you, I think, did I tell you something weird happened to where, you remember how you released one of our videos of me saying that I won't be speaking negatively about nobody's children, and all of a sudden, I don't know which one it was. Either was it, I don't want to say it was dropped on, I think it was Brown Girl, I forgot her name, but it was one of them. And then another YouTuber, I forgot her name. What's her name? They went and liked comments I made like about 1 or 2 months ago. Now maybe they just was going through their comment section coincidentally and liked it, or maybe they was liking it because they were trying to, in their mind, maybe it was passive. I don't know. Maybe it was passive aggressive. They liked it. Maybe it was no harm. But to me, I took it as they trying to act like my stance has changed. My stance has not changed. I don't like Ariane or Martell. But that does not mean me saying I'm not going to talk about nobody's babies negative, that I like them or whatever. I'm like, that's just weird. I don't know. It was weird to me. I'm like, I felt like that was passive aggressive. That's just me.
Yeah. And I honestly feel like I feel like Queen Sheba is the target. And this is why, because I even did my video, you know, when I had that little riff with Johnny the Jasmine, which really wasn't a riff. It was me stopping something just at the gate. Yeah. And one of the components that I mentioned to that had to do with Uppity Unicorn. I know Uppity Unicorn from another sector that we were in, And she has done this thing to so many content creators where she tries to like get up under them, swing for them, be their moderator. And then when they don't give her a certain type of attention that she feels entitled to, then she starts getting like, she starts getting weird and shit. And then she'll say, and then like I have all this content, but it's locked in my other channel, and I didn't want to reactivate the channel just to pull receipts on her. But she has done it so many times. She's done it in like Cynthia G's places. She did it in pro-black spaces, like with this lady named Napah Shada. And it's the same thing where she tries to make herself a victim of women to get them to bow down to her. But she's not a victim. She's like a smart person that's like playing on the hearts and minds of women, because she has like some type of like hang up about herself. And I honestly think, and I see the same thing in when Tay talks, they have like this inferiority complex. And what I see in Tay talks is that she tries to like act goofy and try to hide like her passive aggression behind like it's jokes and giggles, but really it's like when it comes to conversations of substance, she don't want to get down like that. And I think that that's why she was trying to like come at True T like, let me see your face, let's roast. But True T wasn't roasting her. True T was making poignant comments about her issue with her, and she wanted to turn it into a roast because that's the level that she can, that she's comfortable with. Like, she can handle a roast. She probably been roasting since she was like a little kid. But when it comes to being around women who are of substance or can carry like a real conversation, I feel like she feels inferior in those situations. And so when women come along who are doing that and then they get the validation of somebody else, then she starts to feel away. Now, I knew this, and that's why I approached the Gossip Girls video the way that I did, when I was like, yeah, you always have this group of mean girls who get mad when you get any type of respect and notoriety. And I'm like, and sometimes it'll be something in you that'll want to turn your back on the person who's giving you notoriety in favor of appeasing these jealous ass hoes, because they're the loudest, proudest, brashest, cool kids. But really, you should lean into the people who are supporting you when you're doing the right thing and when you're doing your best, not people that are cheering you on when you're making a fucking ass out of yourself. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. So, one thing I will say, go ahead.
Go ahead, babe.
Okay, I was gonna say one thing I will say about what you said about Queen Sheba is true. Like, when I first came to YouTube, I was like balanced, but then I started moving a little reckless, and she told me like she always, it was never like when I interacted with her, it was like just like my interaction with Melody, it was never no messy shit. It was always, what are you here for? What do you want to do? What do you want to bring of substance? Queen Sheba even inspired me to go harder with my thumbnails and other things. I think I told you this, but yeah, like you right, when people you need to know who backing you when you at your lowest, but when you at the top, when you come into the top as well. Because one thing I noticed is that, Tay talked to them, they was, I never had no issue with those women ever. I still don't. But I remember when I first came to YouTube, they was like corresponding with me, like maybe I don't know how to put it in words. Like, I would share their community tab. They would come in my comment section and comment, like in my community tab. But after a while, I think once I grew in subscribers, that wasn't happening anymore, right? And nor was I really sharing their content. I think after what happened with Here for the Hot Tea accusing me of being a weirdo stalker or whatever, I was like, okay, I'm no longer going to share people content, because some people are unhinged and will accuse you of shit that you don't even fit the description of. So that's when I really backed away from really just trying to, I won't say I was ever trying to really be in the in crowd, but I wanted to create not create, but like have kind of like a sisterhood, since we was in the same sector. But I realized quickly that the internet don't work like that, right? And I also realized there was a lot of mean girl bully energy going on too. Like, some people want to be the big dogs on the courtyard stomping and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do know what you're saying, but like I don't know, like I just feel like there's a common denominator, and for me, I just have to pinpoint Uppity, because I feel like she did the same thing to Queen Sheba. And I'm just gonna say it how I see it, how I feel it, because like after I had did my little thing with Journey to Jasmine, I had mentioned her in that video, because people for their works, and I've seen her do the most cruelest things to women who were her so-called friends, including things with their husbands. I've seen her in action. You know what I mean? And then I've seen her fall back on things like I'm mentally ill, I'm autistic, and create that kind of victim narrative. And I see Tay as being employed as her flying monkey, where she sort of somehow endeared herself as and Tay thinks that she's like protecting her, but ain't nothing happening to her other than that she didn't get some type of attention or something that she wanted from somebody, and she's going into her some single white female type shit. So
I don't know much about Uppity. I don't know. I mean, I hear what you're saying. Like, you definitely know her history. I only know Uppity from YouTube. The interactions I had with her were always positive, but one thing that rubbed me the wrong way that she did is when she was saying, she made that post. I didn't even know it was directed toward who it was directed towards, but she was saying, I'm not a fake millimeter. I'm a day one, episode 1 millimeter. I'm not no something hot in the bushes millimeter. And I'm like, this whole post sounds stupid as fuck.
And I don't even know why she would be saying that, because she was literally just in another sector not too long ago. And Melody wasn't on Melody and the millimeters. That shit been out since 2019, 2021. The girl was literally in another sector, which is fine. And none of that is irrelevant. It matters. Yeah. You can do what you want to do, but it's when you try to make it like somebody is pretending when you're the pretender. That's the shit that I don't like.
Exactly.
And so she had went and made a video about rejection, and she's like, oh, I noticed when I was in your chat, you stopped highlighting my comments and you didn't wish me a happy birthday. You didn't help my mom's cancer. Like, all these things. She did the same exact thing in our sector, to the point where this dude cussed her out. Like, bitch, I don't have to highlight your comment. Like, he was so annoyed by it, and I actually made a parody of the video, and I have that video as content. And so, like I said, when you know people for their works, you see it, but other people don't see it. And I promise you, when her and what's her name, Tay Talks fall out, it's gonna be epic, because it's inevitable, because she does this all the time. But anyway, I said that to say that I felt, and from my opinion, that Tay Talks was making like a jealous, passive-aggressive stance towards me because Queen Sheba dropped in my comment section, because all these women watch my content. All these women have mentioned me in a positive light, not even saying nothing negative. Yeah. And then so for them to try to turn on me out of nowhere and make it like I'm something that I'm not, I don't take that as a joke. But she keeps hiding her passive aggression like it's just a roast and a gag. And it's like, no, you're not roasting and gagging. You trying me. And that's where I feel like she was doing with True T. Now, and we're going to get into your side of that too. But
yeah,
that's just, I just recognize that same thing, because that's exactly the same thing that she did to me. Now, the reason why I relate that shit back to Queen Sheba is because of this little breakdown right here that I want to play for you. Okay. And I want you to tell me, I'm going to tell you what I think of it, and then you tell me what you think of it.
Okay.
Because they need to taking the fucking shit off a motherfucker, and these fucking crazy motherfuckers on this bitch. And just took took over the fact Queen Sheba has a real stalker. Bitch, Queen Sheba is the only motherfucker out this bitch with a real fucking stalker. That motherfucker stalking more than Queen Sheba. And he ain't the only fucking stalker on this motherfucker. So don't come over here with that motherfucking shit. It's no motherfucking attention. Bitch, I get fucking attention wherever the fuck I go.
Oh, Lord.
I ain't no motherfucking weak ass motherfucker that getting caught off of fucking YouTube. I've been getting attention my whole motherfucking life. Motherfucking strangers come talking to me that I don't fucking know and tell me their whole motherfucking life story.
Now, okay, so you heard that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now that's why I said, now for me, that show, now honestly, this gave me a misdiagnosis tease, because misdiagnosis on her channel, she have a complaint when it comes to Queen Sheba as well. And she's upset that Queen Sheba hasn't removed a video where I guess she played something where Anthony Lofty's doxed her, and Queen Sheba replayed or did something to the video or something like that. So misdiagnosis is like, take the video down? Why won't you take the video down? I was doxxed. Like, that's what she's saying, right? But what I hear her saying in a larger issue is that this ain't no sisterhood, because y'all only protect y'all twos and fews. Y'all not going above and beyond to protect me, and basically like that. Tay Talks is basically saying the same thing when she's saying, the lady in the comment is saying, y'all doing all this took over the fact that Queen Sheba has a stalker, and then she got super emotional. She ain't the only one who have a stalker. So I feel like there's some type of like resentment or animosity there, because when something happens to Queen Sheba, the whole sector mobilizes and goes up, and she basically feel like she was doxxed, she in a lawsuit, her information being passed around, and ain't nobody speaking up for her. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so that's kind of where I feel like that smoke is coming from. But at the same time, Tay also has to take accountability that you, and I told her this to her face, you're impulsive. You wanted to be quick to fight that strike, and provide your information to do it, or whatever the situation is. You didn't want to think about it. You didn't want to sit on it. You just wanted to act. That's a discipline problem that you have. And when the results of that start to negatively impact you, you can't you can't be mad that other people find different strategies and ways of dealing with shit that you don't. You know what I mean? But the way that she went off about the lady talking about Queen Sheba and her stalker versus her and hers, because she's the one actually got doxxed and shit, and he has her information too. I'm like, okay, yeah, you got the same issue as misdiagnosis, which is that in y'all sisterhood, or in this quote unquote sisterhood, y'all don't protect everybody. You protect who you want to protect, or the person who's the head of the shit. But at the same time, the irony is that that's exactly what y'all do to Melody. And it made me feel like Queen Sheba is the Melody of this sector.
Could be, yeah. I
know I'm saying a mouthful, but that's how I see it.
I get what you're saying. Like, it's definitely not equal across the board, but this is how I feel about it. First of all, she came out giving King Kong ain't got nothing on me head ass, but at the same time, I got exactly what you got out of it. That it came off like a little jealous because she didn't get the same support. But at the end of the day, Queen Sheba, to me, gets more support because Queen Sheba don't do some of the stuff that, when Tay Talks does or stuff like that. Queen Sheba don't get that. She don't operate like that. Like, if you go her channel, she's a millimeter like me, but Queen Sheba is very like, she keep it surface level. She keep it. I'm not to be mean or disrespectful. I'm not saying that when Tay Talks is ghetto, but Queen Sheba keep it classy. Queen Sheba somebody you can, even though she's pro Melody, you can, even though I don't like the Scots, Wanda can sit up and watch Queen Sheba video. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, and then the ghetto girls, they deserve protection too. But at the same time, when Tay brought her ass over to my channel, all her little funky ass subscribers was coming in my shit, talking they shit on my shit, and expecting something of me, like I owe her some shit. Like I'm gonna sit down and not protect myself. So it's the same thing. You know what I mean? And at the end of the day, don't act like you're against everybody rallying around one person and not you, because y'all all rallying around Melody. So if that's not even in your principle, or you don't even believe in that, then why do you do the same thing for Melody? So it's just, like I said, it's just that fluid morality that really gets me. And then on top of that, the lady's comment says, y'all doing all this silly shit and just took over the fact that Queen Sheba has a real stalker out there that needs our attention to assist and protect her. Exactly. Tay Talks went on a whole diatribe as if somebody told her she's doing shit for attention. That's like a pre-program, because that's not even what the lady said. So she like, bitch, I get attention. I've been getting attention. Niggas been paying me attention. I don't gotta do shit for attention. And it's like, who the fuck said that? So to me, you made yourself look really, really crazy, because that's not what the lady said. She said that this situation needs our attention. And then so Tay was obviously being she obviously has something where she gets called out in real life or YouTube life for being attention seeking. And so she has a has a pre-defense to hearing that, because that's not what the lady said, and then she went off on that. People reveal themselves. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, that's all it is to it. People reveal themselves, and from my perspective, and even her aligning with Uppity Unicorn, and her somehow also being offended by Queen Sheba, wait, what was
Uppity? I'm sorry, I mean to cut you off. What was Uppity Unicorn offended about when it came to Queen Sheba? Well,
I don't want to get too involved in that, because she didn't use no names, and this is me just tracking
the
breadcrumbs. Yeah. But from what my breadcrumbs have shown me, and she made a video which she deleted, she was mad because I guess Queen Sheba wasn't acknowledging her, wasn't highlighting her comments, wasn't telling her happy birthday, and wasn't promoting her mom's cancer link, I guess.
I'm sorry,
from what I'm gathering. From what I'm gathering, right?
But nobody owes you that. Like, girl, this is social media. Like, we don't know people. We don't know each other in real life.
But you're not the only person in the world. But then she'll do that, and she'll simultaneously say, "I'm autistic, and I just have a knack for irritating narcissists, and people are just bothered by me, or they're intimidated by me, or afraid of me." And I'm like, no, bitch, you're just a fucking annoying cunt. How about that? Like, stop trying to make it seem like you're a factor. You make yourself a factor by the fact that you feel hurt when people simply are living their lives, and you expect something that you're not getting from them. And that's why I said, just looking at the pieces and aligning the dots and the narratives and Tay's level of emotion, I'm like, yeah, bitch, you are a flying monkey. Like, you really think that you going up for somebody who you think has been a victim of somebody that you feel afraid of because of your own inferiority complex, and now this person uses you by that virtue because they can spot. This is the thing, and this is the thing, people can spot. This is why ghetto girls get exploited, and I don't know Tay's background to say she is a ghetto girl, but you get exploited because people spot your vigilantism and how you a sucker for a sob story, and that you want to defend people, and that you want to stand up for people. So if they present themselves to you in a certain type of way, through whatever plight they have, and then you already have your own inferiority complex that you dealing with, they play on that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you're right though.
Go ahead, babe.
I was gonna say, no, you're right, because I can relate to that, because me growing up, like I tell you this when I started my Hood Girl Chronicles, me growing up as a Black hood girl, going to college and all this, I noticed that a lot of my friends who came from middle class backgrounds, or were considered by society to be, that society wants to protect, like white women or whatever. Some of my friends, they always wanted me to be the one that stood up for them, and I used to do that. But once I took a step back and reevaluated myself in therapy and counseling, I realized that no, I'm being used, and I'm looking like I'm playing the flying monkey. Yeah, you're right.
Exactly. And I see that shit. And again, like I said, thankful that I have that history, that context, and thankful that I listen to people's nuanced conversations. And I'm like, bitch, you just mobilized, and you look stupid as fuck. You look stupid as fuck, but it's all because you have your own fucking hangups. Just like how you totally misinterpreted that woman's comment on the screen, and then just went off on that shit, and that shit was not even said to you. But you know what I mean? But you so mobile, and you so active, and you acting out of such a place of how you feel within yourself, and then when you're not doing that, you're being silly online, which is fine. I mean, everybody has their niche, right? I'm not even taking away from that, but I feel like people act silly as a form, one, because they don't feel like they can psychologically compete with other people when there's substance involved, and that's just how I experienced her. And that's what I feel like she's demonstrating, and that's just what I see. And I see that it has to do with an inferiority complex. And that's whether you making fun of yourself, making fun of other people. But a lot of the things that they do is they're aggressive, they're competitive, they come at people, you know what I mean? And I feel like that's just, and I feel like you have somebody that will be quote unquote smarter than you, or smart about what they're smart about, and then they'll use you. And then, so just to give you a little bit of just a paragraph, and I'm not people can go down their own rabbit hole and figure out this.
Okay.
But it says generally, inferiority complex is an umbrella term describing chronic feelings of inadequacy and insecurity. People with an inferiority complex may experience chronic self-doubt, have low self-esteem, and feel the need to withdraw from social situations. Some people experience symptoms similar to those associated with a superiority complex, such as extreme competitiveness and an inability to admit their mistakes. Although an inferiority complex is not a diagnosable mental health condition, people dealing with feelings of inferiority can find help through various means, including psychotherapy, medications, and self-help methods. So I just feel like that's important because, again, I just corroborated those pieces together, and I just wanted to put that on official record. And listen, I welcome any polemic, debates, discussions, drags. I don't really give a fuck. My adding to this conversation is to give you how I perceive it and honestly how you're looking. And that's just that. So anyways, let's move forward.
Hey, I want to say one thing. I want to say one thing about it is that I've watched Tay's videos in the past. I'm not too familiar with it, but it's not her. Like, she didn't do that to me, but one of the gossip girls, I forgot which one it was, but they could be passive aggressive, and I always see that, and I went up on it a lot. It was sweet to me. I never had an issue with them, but I just thought them liking my old comment after me and you dropped that interview we did was weird. But one thing about Uppity Unicorn that why I never I don't have an issue with her, but I never took to her because, for one, it was her post she made saying that dumb shit, you gotta be a day one millimeter. That's not how life works, man. People, fan base get to grow over time. For two, when she did a video talking about boycott so many business, why would you even make a video saying to boycott a woman's business that she worked so hard for? This is a black woman that she has a child. She has that's just wrong. And it's like, girl, you ain't that much of a fan of somebody where you would try to destroy somebody's life and their business because you just want to do that because you feel like that's going, I don't know. That was weird to me. And from that point on, I was like, not my cup of tea. But yeah.
Okay, cool. So now that we got that kind of basic out the way, and I definitely want to put my spin on that because I have recently went through the same thing with Tay Talks. Now, sans all that, what I took from each side of the argument was True T was saying, the way you making your little comments and your little faces, you trying to make people feel like they unsafe to give me their personal information when, one, I didn't ask nobody for their information, and you trying to make like it's some mystery about why I'm not giving up this attorney's information when I chose to step in as a middleman, because it will be hundreds of thousands of people contacting this attorney, just like they trying to contact Queen Sheba over their channel issues with Anthony Lofties. It's the same thing. And so she's saying, obviously she said this is the second time. So I feel like there was at least one other instance where maybe she named it, maybe she not, maybe I missed it. But there was at least one other instance of her catching Tay doing the same thing. That's why I say about women, it's rarely going to be one thing. It's going to be a pattern. It's going to be two, or nobody's going off on you over some paranoid instinct or feeling. No, they seen this a couple times. It's a pattern, and now it's time to address it. So Now listening to Tay Talk side of it, she basically was saying, girl, what? Which playing dumb or not playing dumb, or just totally not self-aware, right? Because maybe she's just used to playing the fool again, in my opinion, as a form of dumbing yourself down. Just because you in this circle, you're exposed to a lot of different types of people from all different calibers and walks of life, and some people are way ahead of you, can make you feel inferior, and some people you're way ahead of and you can lord over those people. But anyways, so she basically was saying, like, what? Like, I'm trying to protect you. Like, I'm just saying, let these people deal with their own shit, because next thing you know, they'll be accusing you of having their information, and they think they're going to get $100 million out of a lawsuit, and if they don't win, and they take your info, and you were supposed to be the person ahead of this shit, they gonna turn on you when they don't get what they want out of it. you know.
I agree, yeah.
And True T's argument was, well, no, you just mad because we collecting this money on behalf of this people and nobody didn't collect no money on behalf of your ass. And you just want us to use this money to help you fight, and you mad because we didn't. Now, to me, that's consistent with how she went off about the lady with Queen Sheba and saying, she ain't the only one with a stalker. I got him with a stalker. You know what I mean? So I feel like there's some validity to that statement. But I also feel like, why don't you guys just create a content creator fund and everybody put in $5, $2, $1 a month and just build it for anybody, whether they need to fight a copyright strike, whether they need to fight a network. And if they have a legitimate claim or concern, then let them withdraw from the fund. But if y'all ain't on that level, then yeah, everybody does need to stay in that lane, their own lane, and create your own GoFundMe and raise your own money. But to me, Tay seems to feel like nobody has her back or goes up for her, not only the way that she probably goes up for others, but also the way they go up for other people.
Yeah.
All right, so that's where we're at with it. So tell me from your perspective or your background knowledge or what you think about the situation in either direction, or whose side are you on, or what's your point of view?
Well, I see your side, but I feel like even Tay saying what she said, it still didn't warrant True T making a video doing all that. I feel like True T is also emotionally immature for her age. I've always felt like that. Like when I first came to YouTube, for her, she's like in her 40s or 50s, because she said she had children that's around my age.
Okay, and what do you mean by emotionally immature?
Like she goes off for any, like, to be a woman, like if you have a YouTube channel and you roasting people all the time, right? Like she roasts people all the time. But any little thing that is said, somebody sneezed, she ready to make a video. And it's like, you don't even have to be defaming her. Like she just be doing that. Because I even remember, you know, how in one breath, so I made a video saying that, okay, no, people shouldn't be making fun of people getting sued. That's not funny. But she made videos literally saying she wanted to dox people. She literally told this one lady, I think her name, she a crazy lady, misbehaving. And I only said you crazy misbehaving because you downplayed the DV, but she basically told misbehaving.
What downplay what DV?
She downplayed. She was just saying that, you know, Martell wasn't emotionally abusive, that he ain't do nothing, that he a good man, Mother should stay with him, and she only left him because of the fans. I said, child, okay. But what happened? Okay, yeah. So True T was like, she was gonna find a lady work and report her to the nursing board. I said, like, what's going on? I was like, wait, what? Report her to the nursing board. I was like, hey, this is crazy. And then it was another video, I forgot who it was, with some content creator. She was saying she was gonna, you know, also do the same thing, like get the information. I was like, okay, this is emotionally mature. Like social media is never that serious. So what you saying, you're gonna report somebody to the nursing board, you're gonna find the information, like it's just weird. And she always, every time like somebody say something about her, she get into it with somebody, she stays trying to make it serious. Like I'm gonna bring in the authorities, I'm gonna bring in my lawyer. Like she even told Tay Talk in one of her videos she was gonna bring in a lawyer. I'm like, child, it ain't that serious. It's not that goddamn serious. And it's like, it's just immature. And even some of the things, like I'm not gonna say for sure she did it, but I have a feeling, like my spirit of discernment never leads me wrong. From the gate, I don't really care, like, did she like me or not? I don't like people slandering me. So some people told me that they could be lying. They could be telling the truth. In my DMs, that she was low-key going around saying things about me, like I was trying to attach myself to people, because True T loved to say that. For some weird reason, she loved to say.
Wait, when was this? In her video against Tay Talks or somewhere in the past?
In the past. But I'm going to get back.
Because in the Tay Talks video, I told you, like, earlier, like, you were basically charged with sneak dissing about her coming for Stormy's business, and I guess you didn't say no name, but you could have only been talking about her because at the time only her and Here for Hot Tea was the ones making the videos about Stormy business. Absolutely. And so she felt like you had some slick shit to say.
First of all, that's how you know that your spirit is bad. My other video was about her ass, and I talked about why I almost left YouTube the first time for what her Here for Hot Tea and her did. But my video about Stormy business actually was for Uppity. But since she want to say something, okay, add your ass to the list. Hit dog will holler. Roof. Okay. So add your ass to the list then, because at the end of the day, nobody should be trying to bring down that lady business. The only person that has a legitimate reason is Queen Sheba. If Stormy really did give out Queen Sheba information, point blank fucking period. Second of all,
pause, because what do you think about the people who didn't get their orders?
I mean, don't that happen with a lot of businesses though? All you gotta do is tell the bank you want your money back and never work with her again, never do business with her again. Yeah. It's not. Yeah. Come on, you know what I'm saying?
I mean, yeah, that's definitely grown woman shit. That's definitely how I would handle it, because I wouldn't. But again, I wouldn't feel entitled to a personal relationship with the CEO just because I watched them on Love and Marriage Huntsville and I may catch them in social media. And that's Stormy. You know, she uses social media to help promote her business, but at the same time, it's like, okay, there's the CEO. I'm the technical CEO of the InherAlchemist. You know, now you guys are growing with me, watching me build a business. If something happens with your order, you might be inclined to hit me up like, girl, like, where my order at? But I might be so big that I got 30 other people, which I won't be, because that's not my intention. I would never sell a bunch of products to where I don't have a personal relationship, because I have a business that involves me having a one-to-one kind of like walking you through something. So that's we're on different levels. So Stormy is selling like a novelty, you know what I mean? So it's totally different.
Yeah,
but anyways, as far as like her sharing customer information, I would never fucking do that ever in my fucking life to nobody. I don't care who it was. And if somebody did that shit to me, I would go full Karen on their ass. Like,
I told Queen Sheba to sue her ass. Get
straight up and down. I would go full blown. But you really do have to be able to prove it. And when you think about things from a court of law, they're not going to use YouTube videos to, you know, as evidence. They're not going to use blogs and shit as evidence. You got to be real concrete with that shit. Yeah. You know what I mean? And that's just the perspective that I see it from. And I see Anthony as a known doxer. I see all these people as known doxers who pass people's information through Discords, back chats, emails, groups. People are just obsessed with other people for whatever reason. And there is probability that shit could have happened in any instance. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree. But to my point, True T is problematic within herself. Like, she stayed getting into it with everybody. She got into it, and I didn't even know that. People told me she got into it with Who Knew. And Who Knew is like a sweetheart. Like, Who Knew is so sweet. Like, she just do her YouTube videos and go about her business. Sweetheart. But
True T said that she have never got into it with nobody though.
I mean, maybe people lying, but they said, didn't you tell me that it was you or somebody else who told me that she said people should unsubscribe from Who Knew?
It wasn't me.
Somebody told me. Maybe it's not true, but shit, I heard about that. And also, I know for a fact she got into it. What's that lady name? Caramel Real? Caramel. Yeah.
She mentioned that in her video against Tay Talks when she said that she got into it with Caramel Real. I guess she was copying her.
It was stupid, but it was stupid.
She said she was copying her, and I think she said Who Knew put her DM out or something like that.
Yeah.
Those two things. But now with the copying thing, I don't really know how that works, because people, first of all,
people did not copy her. True T.
But people be inspired. But people be inspired. Like, you can say something and it can inspire people to have different thoughts. Or if people listen to you long enough, they'll start saying your sayings. Now, to go as far as to say like copying you or something like that, I don't know about that. But sometimes people just do it inadvertently, because, you know, it's like when I go to Louisiana and I hang around my cousins from like Baton Rouge, I be getting a whole Southern accent, and I'm from California, but I be having a whole drawl, and I'm like, like, where did that come from? Like, you know what I mean? So I don't know. That's just
I disagree. That lady did not copy her. I think True T was just trying to bully that lady and picked on the lady.
For what reason though?
Because True T I mean, I don't say the lady paranoid. I don't believe in putting mental illness on people. I think Tay Talk shouldn't do that. I would just say she's an older bully. That's what it is. Like, she feels like even the verbiage that she always uses, that somebody's trying to clout chase off of her to get some subscribers. Girl, 33K subscribers that's good, but it's not, like Tasha K is at 1.1 million. When you get to that level, then I'll say, okay.
But at the same time, but that 30-something is a heavy hitter, because if you look in the context of this space, the person with the most numbers is Queen Sheba. She got 50.
Yeah.
Then True T is behind her with 35. Like,
let's be real. No, I mean, if anybody would copy somebody, it would be Queen Sheba. Who's trying to copy True T? I mean, she's
honestly, I don't know what she's bringing to say. I don't know what she has to say. If anybody copied her, like I said, I just caught on to her. So I'm
sorry. I'm just gonna just my opinion. I just don't. She talking about sneak this. And first of all, ma'am, why didn't you address when you made your video talking about now that I want to address something? Because when I made a video defending your ass, you in here for the IT against Anthony, laughing at the lawsuit and also laughing at the GoFundMe. You want to come out and say something. First, you put a little bug in and here for the IT. You think I don't know that? Telling her that I was trying to clout chase off of her ass when that wasn't even the fucking truth. I am Kakoa. Can't nobody be Kakoa but me. I live in this skin, and I'm gonna tell it. I'm gonna tell it, and I'm here for a good time, not a long time. So we're not the same. Just because people was comparing me to you and here for the IT because of our delivery style does not mean we're alike. But you took that and whatever, when the lawsuit, you got in the girl ear, she started moving funny, accusing me of being a stalker when I don't even move like that. Never in my life have I ever moved like that, right? Second of all, then you went and you talking about the link gonna stay right here in my DM. You can have that motherfucking link. You see, I ain't shared it since then. I wish y'all the best on y'all journey though with the lawsuit and everything, okay? But other than that, like, I don't care. I don't give two shits. And it's like you sneak this, but you didn't put a name on it. Just like Here for the IT didn't put a name on it when she said what she said about me when I DM'd her, right? Woman to woman. She didn't want to have a conversation. She wanted to go to the IG stories and make memes like I was just being weird as shit. And I'm like, baby, you can have it, because if anybody want to call Kakoa weird for having a burner account, which many people do, right? Many people do. Then in the same breath, let's play the game then. Man. Wouldn't you be weird for putting up the wrong person's name? Right? Wouldn't you be weird for calling somebody a cancer hunter, making fun of cancer? When you know what I'm saying? When y'all be weird for making videos, dragging people that we really don't know in real life? You know what I'm saying? If we're gonna go down that rabbit hole, then just let's tell it all. Like Bethany Frankel meme, when she puts her legs in the air, tell it all. Okay. So don't even play that game. My issue is not with somebody not liking me or liking me. I can take it or leave it. I'm fine. My issue is that don't slander me and say I'm a stalker, I'm weird, I'm making you feel uncomfortable. That's some weird ass shit. Cause that's weird. On top of that, you did not sneak this me, but you kind of did, because you was talking shit behind the scenes instead of putting an ad on it. And now you want to say I'm sneak dissing you when my video was about uppity. But now since you want to speak, yeah, I do feel like you're unhinged with this obsession you have for taking down Stormy. I do find it weird. On top of that, I find it weird that you're always talking about doxing people and saying people trying to copy your channel. People want to get clout off of you, ma'am. Please, like, this crabs in the barrel mentality that Black people have, that everybody wants to copy them or take something from them, is stupid. You're your own person. People that fuck with you gonna fuck with you no matter what. You cannot be duplicated. Now, let's get on. What's the last thing I want to talk about? I don't want to get sidetracked. Okay, let's get on how you didn't respond to Marcella Speaks, right? Then she played a whole video. I'm trying to find it on her channel. I can't find it, but I will find it. Trust, believe, Kakoa gonna tell it. Where it was a video of you actually taking up for Wanda, speaking negatively about Melody's daughter, and you said Wanda wasn't shading the child, she was shading the mother. And you was also saying, look how people talk about Ariane's child. Oh my goodness. But now, fast forward to today, and a couple however long you've been doing it, you've been dragging Ariane, her child. You've been pro Melody. So are you now fake? And I wouldn't say you fake. I just feel like you evolve. Our thoughts and our opinions evolve. We don't have to always be stuck in the same place. But miss me with the bullshit that, somebody fake, somebody inauthentic, somebody clout chasing, because wouldn't the same be said about you?
When did she tell you was fake, authentic, and clout chasing?
No, I'm not saying. I'm saying she say that about people a lot. Like, this is just in general. Like,
okay, but you do know she didn't say that about you, though, right?
Yeah, I know she didn't say it about me. Okay, I'm just saying she says this in general. Like, she said this. I think she was talking about, what's that lady name? I hate when I have to give people a name. Dang it. The lady was Caramel Real, when she was saying Caramel Real, now you want to say you're a millimeter, but you weren't saying that a long time. You didn't used to say you was a millimeter. At the end of the day, the lady can wake up and say she a rat. For all I care, like I'm not saying she a rat, but I'm just saying she can say she a princess. She can say whatever she wants to say. People have the right to change their opinion.
So do you feel like there's a method to her who she's calling out? Or
yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm trying to say. Like I feel like she picks and chooses.
You feel like she's picking on people?
Yeah, that's how I feel. I do, because I can generally say I never did nothing to the lady for her to even be talking about me to other people and feeling like my little ass that just came on the scene that wasn't even there for not even 4 months. I was on YouTube. I was a baby on YouTube, basically. And she was basically putting bugs in people's ear and people to come for me. And now it's so bad that you have people really running with the narrative that I came here for the hot tea, and I was stalking her, and I was,
Well, yeah, but you're gonna have to resolve your feelings. You know what I mean about that, because I like I said earlier, I just feel like she was just being a bitch, and she wanted you to stop. She didn't want to sit next to you.
And I'm not upset about that. I just don't put that spin on it that
I know, but I think that I get you're passionate about it because you mentioned it like a few times, and I'm just saying to you, you gotta find some peace in that, because I could tell that you're hot.
Because people keep bringing it up, that's making me mad. Like if people would just leave it alone, like when you read that comment, what that lady said, that makes me mad, because generally I don't care whether you like me or not. I'm Cocoa. Like I don't give a shit about that. My issue is don't lie on me. Now you have people, I don't know if this person is a real subscriber of hers or trying to just be messy. Don't go and spread this rumor that I came out the YouTube gate gunning for this woman for no reason. I felt an emotional thing about her calling that man a cancer hunter. That's my prerogative to feel that way. And when I have family members that have died of breast cancer, I have the right to feel that way. But at the same time, I apologize to her for it, and I still stand on it.
Do you think that maybe you confused her, because on the one hand, you were promoting her shit, right? Because you said that you were sharing her on your community wall. Mm-hmm. And then you hit her on the Instagram from a burner account, for instance, right?
Yeah.
And then all that was going on, but while simultaneously you having her problem with dragon cancer. So maybe from her perspective, that could be confusing, because it seems like, and I don't know what order you did it in, but it could be perceived, and this is just me having an honest conversation. Yeah. It could be perceived like you was trying to be down like this, and I'm not saying you were. I'm just saying from your perspective, like you're sharing my shit. I don't know if you're trying to get my attention. I don't know what your point is. I don't know if you want people to see what I'm doing, or you happy about what I'm doing. I don't know how to take this. But in any event, you're sharing my shit, and the next thing I know, you coming at me about this cancer shit and this Stormy shit. So maybe she don't know how to fucking take you.
Yeah, I never came with her about the Stormy situation. You
made a video about it, right?
No, I didn't. I made a video about
so then what is True T talking about when she said you made a video sneak dissing her in here for hot tea over Stormy's business?
That's what I'm telling you. The lady, that's what I'm saying. She got I don't know what the hell she's talking about. My video was for uppity. It had nothing,
but you did make a video speaking on whatever they were speaking on, right?
No, I didn't. Okay, let me explain this to you. That's what I'm saying.
Because they were all speaking on it at the same time.
But no, I wasn't. It wasn't. That's not. No. Okay, what happened was, when I went to my IG Instagram, somebody sent me a video that uppity did, and it was someone in big letters, boycott Stormy business. So I was responding to uppity, but I just didn't say her name. It was uppity. I didn't see that but
uppity was not doing that on her own though.
But listen, I had not been watching True T or Here for Thy T's videos, and since Here for Thy T did what she did, and I felt like True T did what she did. I don't do that. Like once somebody tell me my presence is not welcome, I don't give a fuck. I didn't go to their pages, so I didn't even know they was doing commentary bashing Stormy and or her business. So I didn't even know. I wasn't even in the loop.
Okay, and that's fair too. Then they have to accept that, and they were wrong in that. You know what I mean? Or she was wrong in even calling you out about that. And that's what happens when you don't put a name on it, and when you're not clear about who you're talking to. You pretty much leave people open to catch them stray
But
bullets.
even if I did indirect or directly, first of all, I'm mostly a direct person. I didn't feel like I needed to just say uppity, because I feel like even some melodies was moving funny, but it was mostly to uppity. But at the same time, I'm a grown ass fucking woman. Whatever I say, I can say it once, twice, 3, 4 times.
Yeah, no. I don't feel like it's nothing wrong with the way you chose
I'm
to
saying,
do
like,
it.
you're not gonna check me, like, you're
But
not.
I'm just saying that you still leave. What I'm saying is that you still left it open for interpretation by whoever. So if all them guns start coming back blazing at you, then you can blame yourself for not putting your bullet in the right person. So that's a strategy, that's a choice that you choose to make, and I definitely don't have no issue with it. But when multiple people feel like that bullet got their name on it and they start shooting back, it is what it is, because you should have been clear. And I know that in this sector, and it's not to say you're trying to drag somebody or something, but I'm just saying, make it clear, it clear. But at the same time, back to my point with you in here for hot tea, is it possible though? So now that we know, at least, if nothing else, at least True T thought you was talking about her when you wasn't, right? Because you was talking about uppity, but at least she thought that. So it's possible that here for hot tea thought the same thing. And so let's just say, for instance, that's what they got from that, or were feeling that. And then, but on top of that, you sharing videos and, you know, like, you cool with them, but then you feel that way. Yeah, people are gonna be confused by that.
No, honestly, I think you got it wrong. Okay, so let me tell you, that's not how the situation happened. The situation with me saying people was wrong for coming for Stormy business, that happened way after True Here for the IT did what she did. So when I first came to YouTube, I was watching content.
No. Before you go, and I'm not gonna interrupt you, I promise.
Okay, go.
My question is, what part of the story was you sharing her shit?
Oh, I never shared any. Here for the IT. Yeah, I was sharing her shit after I had already apologized to her for calling her out publicly. That was after. It was not before. You get what I'm saying? Okay, so you called her out. So you called her out publicly for what? For calling
Marisa Cancer Hunter.
Yes.
Okay, then you seen her on the panel, and you went up on the panel. Y'all had a conversation about it. You sent a Cash App, and that was your olive branch, and you were done with it.
Yep.
And then from there, you started to share her shit. You like, okay, we in a sisterhood. We got to understand it. We all good. Okay, I'm just moving like I normally move.
Yeah, basically, not just her shit. I was sharing everybody.
Right, not just her shit, but we are talking about her right now.
Okay, let's talk about her. Yeah.
Okay, so that's the sequence of event, right?
That's the sequence of events, correct.
Okay, now, pause me right there.
Okay.
And tell me then, what did she do? Or how did this even go on to Instagram? Or how did she start, she started treating you like a weirdo after you guys had already worked the shit out? Then she started just acting like you was a weirdo?
She started treating me like a weirdo after we had already squashed it already, and she said she accepted my apology and it was good. And after that, I think maybe like a month later, Maurice filed the lawsuit, and then like a couple weeks after that, he filed the lawsuit, and then after that, I went on her live to say, I'm sending prayers to you. I'm sorry for what's going on, because I felt bad because people was dragging her and laughing about her getting sued, and I'm like, that shit not cool. It's not funny. So I told her I'm sending her support, and then I did a live stream, my first live stream I did on YouTube, and I shared the link because everybody was sharing the link for the GoFundMe, and I said, you know what, I should do that. This is a Black woman. You know what I'm saying? She needs to have legal counsel, because you don't know what kind of money that man has or what kind of lawyer he has. So that was what I was doing. And I addressed Anthony for just being problematic and just being messy and laughing at people getting sued. And after that, I just want to say a while after that, she made a whole video sneak dissing. And I'm like, what is going on? And I went to her community tab, and she said people are pretending to have loyalty to me when they don't, something like that. And I was like, what is, and so after the video, I'm like, I think she was talking about me. So let me just be a woman about it. So I went to her, I DM'd her my burner account, because I was logged out of my IG. And I told her that when I DM'd her, I said, this is my burner account. Hey, this is Cocoa. I just want to know if is everything good. I'm not trying to put you in mess. I think she was trying to say I was putting her in mess. I'm like, that's not the case. What are you talking about? I'm like, I'm not trying to put you in mess. I was just trying to defend because I didn't think it was, basically funny that people was laughing at the woman getting sued. And then I said that I'm not trying to attach myself to you, right? And that was that. And I'm like, okay, I'm waiting to see if she responds because I don't need nobody to run with anything, right? And start saying that I'm a weirdo stalking somebody. And so then I seen she had posted on her stories. I'm like, maybe she responded to me in her stories. But when I went to her stories, it was still more like shade, like, oh, people are weird. I'm going to keep my circle small. I'm like, girl, I was never part of your circle. We just YouTubers in the YouTube streets. We not friends. Like, we don't know each other in real life. Like, what is going on? And then she had like a Nicki Minaj meme, like calling somebody. I'm like, I'm like, okay, you know what? Case closed. So then I'm like, okay, I'm cool on it. I'm good on it. But it did bother me that somebody called me a weirdo stalker because I feel like how this sector works, InherAlchemist, somebody say something about somebody, people run with it. People run with the shit.
No, I understand how you
know
feel.
What I'm saying?
But I also feel that you just got to give people 50 feet. You know what I mean? And maybe there is a part of you that has anxiety over being portrayed as a weirdo stalker. And maybe there's a subconscious part of you that wants to have those conversations and get that understanding so that no narrative is painted on you and that you don't feel humiliated or embarrassed by somebody trying to mischaracterize your good intentions. But in your quest to try to keep that from happening, you're making it happen. You know what I mean? So give a nigga 50 feet. You hit the link, you clear the shit up, you cash out the bitch. That's it. Don't go then start sharing her shit and overcompensating. Let that bitch through and brew. If she want to fucking be a bitch and she want to be a mean girl and she want to do, let that be her. But don't submit yourself in those type of environments. Because it comes across like you're trying too hard against people that clearly don't fuck with you. And those are not the people that you want fucking with you. You want to concentrate your energy on people who respect you, that care about you, that enjoys your content. Don't try to appease a bitch that's giving you their ass to kiss, whether it's her or anybody else. That's just right.
You're right. No, you're right. And after that, when I tell you InherAlchemist, after that, people know. Like, I mean, people that maybe did not know the situation, but after that, I moved totally different on YouTube. Like, in my community tab, I reshare some people's stuff, but for the most part, and it's sad to say, the only big YouTuber that I just follow like that is Queen Sheba. The rest of the people that I reshare their stuff are the smaller YouTubers like myself.
Right, but don't change. Don't modify your behavior and change who you are.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying
give that energy to.
No, but I'm saying I do stuff that's reciprocated nowadays. Like, it's reciprocated, like the respect, and also I don't really cut for content creators who have high drama per se, and I don't really, I don't just get into that. Like, I protect my energy, if that makes sense. Like, if it's high drama and people getting doxxed, people court records being pulled up, somebody getting sued, I tend to shy away from that, if that makes sense.
No, it does make sense, but I also feel like just discerning you also need to learn how to sit with yourself and how to sit with uncomfortable feelings and not need to bring everything to closure or resolution. You know what I mean? Just to get rid of the feeling, because I feel like you're just trying to get rid of I feel like you get anxiety around rejection and even around being in, and I feel like that you just can't sit with the feeling, and so you try to move in ways to keep that from hurting you in some type of way, and you're ushering it to you. And what I'm suggesting is more of a relaxed approach, because your spirit, your mental mind knows you can logically deduce, like, fuck it, bitch, I'm off of you, blah 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 blah, but yet your actions are still trying to quell that anxiety. You know what I mean? So
I think it's the opposite for me. I feel like for me, it's because I grew up like in the hood. When people do something to me, it's like you're immediately cut off. And like I'm a person that I will move on, but I'll never forgive you. Like, bitch, you can never. You know what I'm saying? That's just me. That's my personality. I'm just like that because I'm on high guard. And when you come from me,
but you gotta let the guard down. Listen. If you want to be strong, you got to expose yourself to pain. And having a guard, that doesn't make you strong. That makes you weak. You know what I mean? Learn that you can tolerate a little bit of pain. You can tolerate a little bit of triggering of emotions that you've had in the past. You can take a little bit. Yeah. And that's how you truly become strong. And that's how that sweet fragrance is released from you. And that's how you live. You know what I mean? So you got to drop some of that, because she's not going to be the first person. If this is how you are, she's not going to be the first person that you run into and you have that experience. And it's going to keep coming until you learn what you need to take from it, which is that, first of all, you're not in danger. You don't need a guard. Second of all, pain is a feeling that goes away. It's not, it doesn't have to be part of your character. You feel the discomfort, your stomach gets a knot, and guess what? It goes away. And you get a new feeling. And you could even take it a step further and really have a conversation with yourself, or have a conversation with God, so to speak, of what is this bringing up in me? Like, what is it? And try to really alchemize your way through it. But what you don't do is run hard lines about who you're going to be moving forward and how I'm going to move this way moving forward, and I'm not going to do this way moving forward. It's like, okay, boom. Like, okay, yeah, she doesn't like me. It's okay, boom. Because in all actuality, you don't like her either. Let's just talk about it.
No, that's true. That's true. And at the end of the day, now that you put it in perspective, the way you put it, that makes so much fucking sense. Like you calling somebody out, and then, everybody doesn't think the same. And what you said, she probably did think like that. Like, why are you didn't like, you don't like my style of commentary. Like, not that I didn't like her style of commentary, I just didn't like some of the verbiage that she used, but what you said made a lot of sense, 100% in her feelings. So that does make sense. It makes sense. And I don't have an issue with her, but people need to stop trying to, people just gonna be messy subscribers, honestly. People just gonna be messy as fuck.
Yeah, because you gotta understand, they want to be entertained. They don't give a fuck about nothing else. People are retired, they bedridden, they ugly. They got a whole bunch of shit. They got a whole bunch of shit going on, and they just want to be entertained. And now if you are proactive in that and you provide constructive ways to entertain them, then it is what it is. If they want to be messy and you want to be influenced by them, that's on you. I don't entertain none of that shit. I don't, it's just not my thing. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck about your intentions, your motivations, your back chats, your discourse, your gossip. I don't give a fuck about a shit that a bitch ain't saying to my motherfucking face. And that's just period, point blank. We can deal with it then and then only. But I got business to do. Like, get you some business. Nobody got time for that shit.
Yeah, and that's how I feel. And that's how I feel about like True T. First of all, I like, whether I did or didn't, like, lady, come on, focus on, you got 33K. Focus on that, since you love them so much and you say people trying to clout chase on you, offer you clout chase off of your own shit. Don't be trying to control nobody's narrative. You cannot control my platform. I can say, you flew over the moon and hit a cow. That's just what, you can't change what I'm gonna say. It's my platform. It's my,
and you can't change what she's gonna say either.
I can't. That's true. I can't. But it's like, girl, so she shouldn't make videos. Like, she should make videos, she can, but it's like, girl, so you shouldn't be crying because I'm just gonna say what I'm gonna say regardless. At the end of the day, I don't even have a problem with True T. I don't even know why. My only issue with her is that I feel like from watching her from a distance, she can move reckless at times. She has potential to be, it's crazy to say. I don't know if she want me to compare her.
Okay, when you say reckless at times, what do you mean?
Telling people she gonna dox them and call their job. She be telling people, tell that lady, I'm gonna call your job and report you to the nursing board because of what you said about this YouTuber. I'm gonna call my lawyers on you. It's like, girl, come on.
Okay, so she did that. She did that.
Yeah.
And what did you think about it?
I think it was fucking crazy. I mean, I'm not saying her lawyer, calling her lawyers, I don't really have a problem with that, because like, if somebody is doing something to you that alarms you or whatever, okay, call your lawyers. But saying you're gonna dox somebody and call and report them to the nursing board, that's low vibrational. It ain't, social media ain't that serious.
So your issue with True T is that you don't like the way that she moves.
Yep, and she be bullying people sometimes. Like, she be bullying people. I be seeing that shit, and then she be trying to act
like, okay, so you're charging True T with doing the most and picking on people not her own size.
Yep, because I didn't even get to that. Like, you have smoke for me, and you said I threw subliminal shade when it wasn't even about you. But maybe next time, don't worry, I'll put an ad on it so you can know it's directed towards you. Okay, you know it. It's gonna be you. But where was your smoke for Marcella Speaks when she made a whole video, love, claiming that, well, not claiming, she played the audio of you literally going to bat for Wanda, saying that Wanda didn't say nothing wrong when she came for the paternity. She literally came when she came for the paternity of Melody's baby. You said Wanda wasn't shading the child, she was shading the mother. Then you also said people was reckless with the way they was talking about Ariane and Ariane's child. But now fast forward, you're now dragging Ariane, her child, and her crusty ends or whatever, right? And you singing Melody's praises. So, you know, what are we doing here, right? People have the right to change their opinions. I'm not even trying to go there. I'm trying to accuse you of being a fake Melody because I don't think you are. But do I think that everything that you do is in the best interest of yourself or Melody per se? No, because honestly, it's your business, it's your life. But I wouldn't put that much energy towards other people's affairs versus my own, right? And I just still feel like, and hold the opinion, and it's my right, that Black Titanic's lawsuit she has against the network is going nowhere. They're a million or $billion network. On top of that, she's done things that's gonna reflect in court, like showing up to Stormy Storage Warehouse, showing up to Melody's court date. I think Melody had a court date with the kids. I'm putting allegedly on this because I don't know if Black Titanic actually showed up.
Okay, well, let me ask you this real quick though.
Go ahead.
So, you said lawsuits going nowhere, right? What if the network settles out of court for $50,000? Would you say it went somewhere? Would you say it was worth it?
Yeah, if she get money, but I doubt it.
I mean, people settle shit. You know, people settle shit all the time. So, I mean, you know. So my question is, if they get something out of it, then will it have still be considered going nowhere? That's my point.
Yes and no, because it's really going on, because the whole thing is stupid to me. What are we actually suing for? I'm sorry. I consider it all crazy. I don't feel like Maurice should sue. I don't feel like they should sue. And I held that opinion from the very beginning. And my opinion not going to change based off if I like somebody or not. I feel like it's all stupid. Okay? It's all stupid. And I just feel like at the end of the day, you know, I don't agree with Wente Talks I didn't hear her do that, but if she tried to insinuate that this lady was moving shady, that's not right. But at the same time, I feel like True T trying to accuse other people of, you know, trying to clout chase off of her. But ma'am, you literally made a GoFundMe for these women, right? To try to get them legal counsel, which is good job for you, good deed. But aren't you making videos about the case, getting paid off of what these women are going through? Because you're not directly in the lawsuit.
But should she not get paid for talking? I'm
not saying that. I'm saying that she accusing other people of trying to clout chase off of her. But couldn't somebody say she's clout chasing off of what's going on with these?
Yeah, you could say that. So if you want to say that, then say that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I do kind of feel like, you kind of clout chasing off of Black Titanic and Hifalati. Now, Hifalati did make a video praising True T, and that's good for her. But I mean, my opinion is my opinion. I find it weird that I haven't watched her channel, but when I went to go watch who was dragging who and what was went down for this podcast, I was like, damn, there's a lot of talking about Maurice and the damn lawsuits. And I made a video talking about that. Maybe you could address that video, but that even wasn't sneak dishing. I was just telling people what I perceive happened to me, and I got the right to speak on it. But come on now, man. Like, be real. But back to Marcella Speaks. You did not say so she played the whole video clip, right? Then she said, it's not gonna take you 3 to 5 days to drag her. She gonna dox you. And Marcella Speaks is good for telling people she gonna dox them. She just like True T. She said she's gonna dox you. You never responded to her. And she played that video. And I cannot find that link for nothing, but I will find it. I'm not making it up. That lady literally I listened to it because my subscribers sent it to me in my DM. Because they wanted me to drag Marcella Speaks. And I'm like, what am I going to drag her for? And I went and I listened to it. And I was shocked. Not for the shockery of, that you said what you said, because everybody's entitled to change their opinion. But I was shocked because so many people try to put, what's the word I'm looking for? A box around people or confinement around people of how they should have moved back then and how they should move now. And they love you out here in these YouTube streets, but you didn't used to move the way back then, the way you move now, right? So, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not understanding it. At the end of the day, you can make a problem out of what you want to make it as, but I don't have an issue with you. I have the right to not like the way that you move, right? Is your content good? Yeah, I mean, it's people like it, 33K, honey. But for me, you have the right not to like my shit, but just don't watch my shit. See, I don't understand why you even watching my channel so much where you knew that I made this video about Stormy Steele, but I haven't watched your video.
I mean, somebody could have sent it to her.
It's these days,
but again, you got to think about it. She's a reader, she's a roaster, she's got a large platform. If they want your ass slapped between the washer and dryer, then they can just go tell her, you know, Cocoa over there sneak this, and even though you wouldn't even talk about her, but if they want to mobilize her, then that's what the fuck they gonna do and put that bug in her ear. So that's how this shit happens.
Yeah, but it's sad though. Like, as a grown ass woman, if you feel like something, I'm always the type of woman that I'm a DM somebody. I think in Uppity Unicorn,
you didn't put a name on it, so did you? I don't know. I feel like
Uppity Unicorn knew I was talking about her though. I think she did know I was talking about her.
But I don't know. From where I sit, you gotta hold that L, because like I said, you shot a bullet where you thought was that one person. Several other people got grazed by your bullets, and then they all fired up and shot back at your ass.
They didn't shoot at me for that. That's what I'm like. You can interact. I'm telling you, confused. Hip-Hop T did not come for me because of my video about Stormy.
No. I didn't say anything about Hip-Hop T. I don't know y'all history. I'm talking about True T.
But even True T. But that video about Stormy Steele was like what? Not even like maybe like 2 months ago. Like, lady, 2 months ago. 2 months ago, I feel like I just feel like the lady been holding something in her arsenal against my ass. I don't know what the fuck it is, but I really don't give a damn. At the end of the day, make your videos, honey. Make your 33K, make your money. And I hope you at me so they can come to my page and give me the viewership when I drop a video. That's all I care about. We all can eat off of this platform. Let's just eat. Let's do this.
Hey, either it's gonna be one or two things happen. Either we gonna get blacked out and ignored, or you gonna be in these streets swinging.
I ain't gonna be swinging no motherfucking word, but it's talking to work. That's what I'm gonna do. And then when I make my video, they're gonna come watch it, and I'm gonna make money. And then the woman that say people cloud chasing off of her, the 33K with 33K followers, she gonna send her fans either to my page, or she'll just tell people like she tell other people, don't unsubscribe from our channel, or don't go over there and watch her shit, or some shit like that.
That's what I'm saying. I want my own organic followers. I don't want nobody. Don't send them to me. Don't take it from me. Like, I will just sit here and just build slow, because like, I'm against the machine. I just do not like that type of shit. Like,
I don't like it no more either. Like, me being in it, it can be toxic. Like, I'm a Melody supporter, but I'm on the outskirts. You know, the outskirts of town. That's me, because it's just like, I don't want to be in the in crowd, and I don't think I ever did. I think I just came. I thought when I came, like it wasn't no. When I popped up on YouTube, it was no drama going on, so I didn't know how toxic this sector could be. Mm-hmm. Right? I did not know until everything started happening. I was like, oh, this sector fucking toxic. So that's when I'm pro Melody, but that's it. And like I told you in InherAlchemist, I don't like how people be like, because you get into it with this YouTuber, that means you anti-Melody. No, I'm getting into it with that YouTuber. If that YouTuber name is Slow Blow, I'm getting into it with Slow Blow. Slow Blow got nothing to do with Melody. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but they trying to make it like, like it's this fake ass sisterhood, and we all stick together, we're united, and don't let the ops divide us. And it's like, yeah, don't let the ops divide us while what happens while we're sitting up bullying each other and talking shit to each other, and everybody gotta hide it. That's just like with Martell. It's like saying to Melly, like, don't take it out of our household. I don't care what happens, keep it in the household. You know, like, united front. And it's like, no, you motherfuckers is abusing me. Fuck y'all. You know what I mean? So it's the same thing, and it's like, it's crazy because the same thing everybody fights against, they condone it in a different setting, and it's like, you women are just very unprincipled. Like,
thank you. Okay, let's really touch on that, because I agree. I was gonna say that for me, what really made me want to change my channel and just like now like be like support Melody, talk about other topics, and just positive, like no dragging, no nothing. Like that's not gonna change. I'm done with that. It's because that's not the principle that I stand on. Like if I'm defending Melody because she's getting, ganged up on and bullied, why would I go and promote that same shit for other Black women or whatever? And I just feel like I'm not gonna do that. Like we don't have to do that. I'm not doing that shit. And my all other issues, what made me really just want to be on the outskirt cast of being a millimeter, like the outskirts, is when I made my video about Destiny, and I saw people saying Destiny, trying to insinuate that Destiny kind of deserved the treatment that LaBerrick has taken her through, like leaving that woman in the hospital. Not paying her medical bills when she just gave birth to his baby, leaving her 3 weeks after she gave birth to his child, filing for full custody of that baby when he wasn't even 2 months old. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, first of all, if those same things happen to Melody, y'all would be going the fuck off. And it's like it shouldn't take whether y'all like somebody or not to call out somebody wrongdoing. And it's like that's what told me that.
but then I could argue that if y'all was such against domestic violence and that's the reason why the show needs to be off the air, then why did everybody stand when Melody threw a glass at Martell's head?
Who threw a glass? Man, I'm sorry, he kind of deserved that shit.
It doesn't matter. It's domestic violence. And it's it was actual physical violence. So I'm just saying, like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I feel you. I mean, you're right. I gotta tell the truth. You're right. But at the same time, like, it's not at the same time. Melody was wrong because that glass could have cut that man's face or anything.
Because just like you said with Destiny, if that happened to Destiny, if what happened to Destiny happened to Melody, everybody would be going crazy. If it's the same thing with Martell. If Martell had thrown a glass at that lady's head on TV, everybody would be going crazy. So it's the same thing, but because it's you know what I mean? So it's like, come on now, like, that's why I said it's just unprincipled. It's just unprincipled.
Yeah, I agree. And that's why.
And then trying to front like, oh, we don't want to see domestic violence on TV. And it's like, y'all already seen it, stomached it, tolerated it. And now we're going to boil ourselves to going crazy over a text message when actual physical violence was created. Like there was a lot of things that she did just in me watching the show. Like, I'll slap the fuck out this nigga, did it, like all shit that she did, and everybody got past that. So to act so appalled, to me, it's just like, I don't know, y'all just.
He showed Ariana a video though. I heard he showed, like, I literally listened to Nate, like he literally showed Ariana a video and sent her a screenshot of the video. And Ariana said she let her sister see the video.
No, I'm not arguing that. I'm just saying that I'm arguing about the point about them saying that OWN needs to be boycotted because
I agree with you on that.
Domestic violence. Yeah. And they shouldn't perpetuate domestic violence. And I'm saying, but they had already perpetuated domestic violence on that show seasons prior, and they still got this
right.
One.
You're
That's
right. Season 1, episode 1.
If it had been cut off then, back when she threw that glass, maybe it wouldn't even got this goddamn far. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's all I'm saying.
Yeah, but at the same time, half these women sitting up talking about domestic violence, but y'all promote emotional abuse. Let's get into that. Like, how are y'all any different? Like, you have to really take away the blinders. How a lot of people are not different. Like, y'all promote like what True T does and what people want her to do. Like, y'all sending her shit to drag people. That, you think that person that she dragging, like Wente Talks, or what's the other lady name, Caramel Real, you think that's not emotional abuse? Her dragging those people for filth because she can see their face, but they can't. And like I said, yes, it's a problem.
But she never said nothing about Tay Talk's face.
I'm talking about Caramel Real.
Oh, I don't know about that.
Yeah, she did. She made fun of the lady eye and everything, and I'm just like, damn. But it's like,
Yeah, I mean, there's some validity to that. Like, if you're gonna roast, then I get you on that point. But honestly, the roasting and shit, like, that shit is just so unsubstantial. I mean, you need substance. You need substance. Like, and even Tay challenging her, cam up, let me drag you, let's roast for roast. And it's like, what? Like, y'all want to have a roast? Well, then do a roast then. I mean, like, if you're a real roaster, roast the avatar then. Let me see you do that. You know what I mean?
You are. You cannot roast the avatar. That's why I said, like, I'm gonna be real with you.
Because in some sectors, they will lie and say that you are a whole nother person just to suss your ass out and make you come prove yourself. And then you will be that person, and everybody will run with it. Like, this is the real her. This is the real her, to the point where you're going to have to show your face just to shut the rumor down.
I've seen it happen. I've seen that shit happen for sure. But at the same time, it's like, bro, I'm not gonna argue with an avatar. Like, QT don't even show her face. Like, how you gonna argue with an avatar? Like, but you
are arguing with an avatar, so you can't really say that. Because
I never argued with her though. I never argued with her.
You're not arguing with her directly, but you saying your piece to an avatar right now. So
yeah, I'm an avatar too. They never seen Cocoa face.
Oh, they haven't. They don't need to. Shit, I wouldn't show my face, especially if you're talking cash shit. Because I always say, like, even if they call your job and shit, it ain't nothing to be like, it wasn't me. You know, people steal people pictures all day. You don't know if that's my picture. You don't even know if that's my voice. You don't even know if I'm using a voice changer right now. But once you put that face to it on that video, oh, that's you.
Yeah, exactly. That's you.
It ain't no getting out of that shit. And this YouTube shit, this shit too fucking crazy. So unless you're a type of person that's coming out and using your name as your brand, and that's what you stand for, you know what I mean? Like, you know, people have their sheets, like Elizabeth Dawson sheet, whatever fuck they say they shit. Then that's different. But if you just on here catting and shooting the shit, hell nah. But if you have a lifestyle channel, then yeah, you want to show your face.
Yeah, that's what I say. But me personally, I'm just like, I don't really give a damn. First of all, honestly, some stuff do irk me, like, because I'm human. But at the most part, at my core, I don't give a fuck about YouTube to that extent where I'm just gonna.
No, you don't. But it is a place, to me, it is a place where you can. It's a great place to work out your interpersonal issues, because you're seeing yourself in the eyes of strangers, and you can heal a lot if you do the right thing with how you're stimulated by your environment. You can heal, because you're dealing with strangers now. You know what I mean? People who don't know you, never seen you. And if you notice, some of the same feelings and issues come up from your real life with people who've known you all your life, and your childhood experiences are all stimulated by this. But this is a situation where nobody knows you from a can of paint, but it's still stimulating the same thing in you. You know what I mean? So you can really, truly use it to heal yourself without having to expose your actual self to the environment. So, you know, that's how you can use it for the highest good. But you know what? Let's go ahead and end this messy, messy Monday podcast. And let's catch up with the people next week for a week in the tube. We will be cruising these YouTube streets.
We're going to tell it, child.
Soaking up all this game. We want to know if you're going to make the news. Y'all can hit us up with the hottest stories, but listen, I'm going to need a video and a timestamp, okay? Don't be coming with no rumors. I'm going to need a receipt, okay? Because I don't gossip, but I will talk about some shit. Do you have any final words? Cocoa going to tell it.
Because I'm sure I'm going to tell it to you, because I said I'm here for a good time, not a long time. So come to us with a good time, honey. Like she said, if it's not direct, it's not respected. So timestamp it and send it to us, okay?
Well, listen, join us for our Messy Monday podcast. We're going to talk about these YouTube streets. We're going to do a little healing. We're going to relate ourselves to these issues that we come across on a day-to-day basis. It ain't no telling what you see on this podcast. You don't know what you might be pulling up to. But what I can tell you is that when you have a Gemini and a Scorpio in the case, it will not be no stone unturned. And that's what you can know.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so hope you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel, turn your notification bells on so that you know when we are dropping the next episode of our podcast. Please check the description as well as the pinned comment section. Support Cocoa Gonna Tell It by Cash App. I couldn't figure out a way for us to collaborate financially on this project. Because it is on my channel, which means that I am earning money from Google on this. But of course, if I split it down the middle, then I have to pay taxes and it gets too complicated. So we decided that if you guys could just support Cocoa, $1, $2, $5 on her Cash App directly. If you want to support me, I prefer it through the InherAlchemist at Etsy. Help me help you. You know, I love reciprocity. I love the opportunity to serve and to spoil and pamper people. So you can definitely support me by patronizing my Etsy shop and also watching this video 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 times. Okay. All right. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and we will see you on the next
Monday.
one.